The following is a presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
The season, 7th in the OHL's Eastern Conference. They are in the midst of quite the run. They've won 7 of their last 9 hockey games. Saginaw, winners of 5 of their last 6 since the holiday break, but both teams reconstructing the rosters quite a bit at this year's trade deadline on the lower half of the playoff table. Some new faces in the lineup recently on the Kingston side of things. Alex McLean, a former first-round pick of the Guelph Storm in 2024, point-per-game player since joining the Frontenacs here. 2 goals, 2 familiar face, a new number for Bodie Stewart, originally selected by the Spirit in the second round of 2022's OHL draft, traded in the summer before the Memorial Cup season to the Barrie Colts. Well, Dave Drinko brought him back for a 5th-round pick earlier this morning. 4 points in his rookie year, 41 games with the Saginaw Spirit. This is his 200th game in the Ontario Hockey League as he returns to Saginaw. Your players to watch? And Spirit head coach Chris Lazary talked about welcoming Bodie Stewart back into the fold and a number of other players who will make their returns or their debuts here tonight. Coach's Corner with the Spirit bench boss coming up after this on your home Saginaw Spirit.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Thursday night is the Spirit host, the Kingston Frontenacs, joined again by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And Coach, a lot of new faces into the lineup here for you this time of year. When you got 3 new forwards in the mix, just how apt are you to kind of mix things up and maybe play around a little bit as the game goes on?
Well, that's what it'll be like. obviously we're excited about Nagy coming back, number one. We love Nagy. He's coming back in and has done a good job since going away, developing and working on his game, which we asked him to do. We require my man Bodie Stewart back, like one of my favorite kids as a 16-year-old. He got caught up in the Memorial Cup year where we had to move him, but all-time like personality, and we think he's going to do great things here. And then we get Sawyer Schmidt as well, who was one of my favorite kids in training camp, has had a great start as a 16-year-old in Tier 2. Like, all pieces we're excited about. And then, looking forward to seeing him play. And we're going to have to find out what the line combos are on all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you put talent on the ice, hopefully it gets through.
For Brody Najim, the time in the GOHL, almost a point per game player, just shy of it in that span. Just when you see a kid go down to a different level and put up those kind of numbers, just how big is that for his confidence, and how often do you see that carry over once he gets back to the OHL?
Yeah, like confidence is the key. Getting him a chance to play, just wasn't getting minutes here with where we were, and things have obviously changed. So I'm looking forward. And he practiced yesterday. And he looks confident, like looks more sure of himself, knows what it's like not to be in this league and want to stay in this league. I think. Just like the reality check of how bad he wants to be in the OHL, I expect to see a different player. He's going to get an opportunity.
To go back to Bodie Stewart a little bit, his progression from where he was as a 16-year-old on this hockey club, he goes away. You've seen him on video and played against him a couple times with the Barrie Colts. Just how much has his game progressed, and what kind of player has he turned into compared to maybe what you saw at age 16?
Well, Barry's done a good job with them, and he's been on some real good teams with real good players to learn from. He's played in conference finals. He's played in game sevens. He's played in important minutes, all those things. Like, it's the reason why we want to require him is we try to build our group back to a championship level team. We've lost a lot of guys that have been through it now for us with Seams and Jerv and the guys before them. Like, this guy brings experience in. He knows what we're about as a program. He knows what our expectation is, but he knows what it takes to win. So we add some real valuable, old man lessons to our room, which we need.
And lastly, it's a time of change in the league right now. Everybody's going through it. But as a head coach, how do you keep things steady for a group of guys that are, seeing friends come and go right now? How do you keep things consistent?
Well, that's what your leadership's group for. I'll be honest, like, it'll be announced on Monday, but you'll see it. Like, we just named today, we're naming Shulkin our captain. And Glavy, Barabanov, and Harms are going to wear the A's. And those guys, plus the leadership group, now have to take this team to the next level. But we've painted a vision of what we believe we're going to do this year. And our goal now is like to build this thing up, that we want to be one of the teams that are playing here, whether it's this year or next, at a Memorial Cup. And we think we have the core to do it. We got a lot of things to do in between, but we have a vision and a goal. Now you work towards that goal. So everybody paints that picture. Everybody agrees on what it takes. And then you start taking the steps. And we did it last time when we moved away Michikov and Bloomer, and did similar to what we did now. It ended up in a Memorial Cup. We're on that same mission. Giddy up.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Chris Lasby, Saginaw on this Thursday night against Kingston Frontenacs. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Duralast, the world's best roof.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Your community engaged university here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Riley Clark on the left side. Tomas Pobizal makes his return from the World Junior Hockey Championships with Team Slovakia. Alex Misiak was there with him. He's in his first game in the Kingston Frontenacs uniform. He'll join him on the right side. Matthew Henderson and the Memorial Cup champion Will Bishop on the back end. On the Spirit side of things, some new faces, some familiar faces. Bodie Stewart back in. He starts in his first game back in Saginaw. On the left side with Igor Barabanov and Nikita Klepov. James Go, Saginaw's last remaining overage player. On the blue line with Levi Harper. Stepan Shurigan between the pipes. Your Saginaw Valley State University starting lineups ahead of this Thursday night contest. We take a break. National anthems and puck drop. Our next, Saginaw and Kingston.
Your active life depends on healthy muscles, bones, and joints. When pain arises, My Michigan Health is your go-to place. Our comprehensive musculoskeletal team offers the latest in surgical and non-surgical treatments and includes experts in specialized orthopedics and sports medicine. Whether your pain originates from your knee, hip, hand, elbow, shoulder, ankle, or foot, our experts can help. With more than 50 providers across 21 locations in central and northern Michigan, we're dedicated to keeping you active. Learn more at mymichigan.org/MSK.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchai scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. He'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red-glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Melanie Litsky with the national anthems here inside the Dow Event Center on this Thursday night. The Saginaw Spirit and the Kingston Frontenacs for the first time this season. Take a look at our starting goaltenders, brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Gavin Betts on NHL Central Scouting's watch list as a player to keep a tab on. He's won 3 out of his last 4 starts, including a 21-save performance against the Ottawa 67s on January the 2nd. 8 wins on the year, one of those by way of shutout. And across the way, Stepan Shurigan won his last 5 starts, including a 32-save performance in his most recent game, a victory for the Saginaw Spirit against the Brampton Steelheads. .917 save percentage in those 5 consecutive wins for the young man out of Samara, Russia. OHL leader in minutes, 2nd place in the league as far as saves made. He's got 13 wins on the year. Your officials tonight, brought to you by WNEM TV5. Nicholas Bett, Connor Mallon, the referees, Justin Cornell and Dan Kovacic will work the lines. Dylan Clark with you for this one, alongside Jack Snevice again. Jack, 2 teams lower in the standings, on the fringe of the playoff picture, but really good hockey out of late. Their best hockey out of late coming into the trade deadline.
Yeah, you would think both teams, as most teams in this league want to do, they want their general managers to buy for them. And both these teams are coming in red hot right now. Obviously, lineups are shaking. That's this time of year in the Ontario Hockey League, but there's a lot of opportunity now for some of these young guys in the starting lineup now for both Kingston and Saginaw. Really excited to see who might show up and who might stand out here tonight.
Our Delta College opening face-off, Tomas Pobejal against Igor Barabanov. Pobejal, his first game back from World Juniors. Puck's down. We're underway here on this Thursday night in Saginaw. And Stepan Shurigan will get his first touch on it. Sweep the puck back away from Alex Misiak, the former Erie Otter. Makes his debut in the white, gold, and black. And a long shot from Will Bishop. Former Spirit defenseman goes right into the breadbasket on Stepan Shurigan. His second touch, first legitimate save, and it'll shave just 14 seconds off the clock here in the first period.
Well, I like that trade from Kingston acquiring Misiak from Erie. You think about the chemistry he might have developed with Pobejal over there, just up north in Minnesota during World Juniors a couple of weeks ago. I'm really curious to see what kind of chemistry those two might have out of the gate.
Point for each with Slovakia at the World Juniors. Nikita Klepov out of the defensive zone for Saginaw. He shifts his way into the offensive zone. Looking to set the tone early here for the Spirit. A turnover sends his puck the other way, and there is Pobejal down the right side. Stops up in the circle, and a snapshot blocker to the corner by Stepan Shurigan. Chopped up the boards, stolen by Igor Barabanov. A little bit of a miscommunication there by the Frontenacs, and a chance back the other way. Barabanov trying to turn it to the forehand. Broken up at the last moment there by the defenseman Will Bishop. His partner, Matthew Henderson. They go up the far side boards, and Xander Valeris closes off Henderson. Or Clark, rather. And this one coming back now. Misiak on top of Barabanov. Henderson skated back out the center and tossed behind Stepan Shurigan. 60 seconds gone. Line change for both teams. Puck glances off of McLean. In on Shurigan. Up the far boards, Jacob Kluche can't get around one of the Frontenacs on the far side wall. This one turned in front by Nolan Snyder, and a little bit more after, as Josh Glavin does his best to untangle Alex McLean from Stepan Shurigan, and that's somebody that we expect to be taking a lot of shots at Shurigan tonight and just in and around the net altogether.
Yeah, certainly for McLean. He kind of kicked things off for this Frontenacs team, being traded back in December in the Tyler Hopkins trade, coming over from the Gulf Storm. But as you mentioned, pregame show, point-per-game player since coming over. Certainly have to love everything and then some on what he can be for the former first-round pick back just a couple of years ago.
Josh Glavin after this defensive zone face-off. Tyler Hopkins, Jacob Battaglia, 2 of the bigger pieces going out of Kingston. Saginaw, of course, trading Sebastian Gervais and Hayden Barks to the North Bay Battalion. Nick Sema becomes an Ottawa 67. Bodie Stewart rejoins the squad. More on that in a bit as Glavin and Carson Harmer will chop things back in behind the goal of the netminder Gavin Betts. Malik McGowan, one of the overagers on this Kingston roster. Dropping this one over, Van Williamson, newly minted captain, the 48th in team history. One of the OHL clubs with a very rich history. This is Robin Kuzma, rookie up the far side boards. Too far away from the stick of Popoy. Right drops it off. Moore fumbled the puck there, and this will be stolen by Sawyer Schmidt, making his OHL debut. 7th round pick of the Spirit. And a near gimme there from Malik McGowan. Sawyer Schmidt ramps it back in. Takes his first bit of contact here in the OHL. Off the shoulder of McGowan. Gavin Betts there to toss that one up for Alex Kuhlman. Give and go. Back to Kingston's first round pick in this year's priority selection. He gets sandwiched and then slammed down by Graydon Jones. The puck comes back out in front. Those two untangle in the corner. Meanwhile, Andre Mondu takes it right to the net himself. Takes a shot. Saved by Shurigan. It gets through. One-man operation. Andre Mondu goes through everybody. First goal of the hockey game, his 4th of the season to make it 1-0.
Well, Mondu came into this one plus 13 on the year, leading the way for the Kingston Frontenacs. When he's on the ice, good things happen, and it happened for him right there. Great job cutting the net. That sequence started with a big check and dump into the offensive zone. And yeah, step on Shurigan. I'm sure he'll want that one back, but nonetheless, pucks on net is the key. Not sure if it hit a stick or anything, just changed up on Shurigan and just snuck its way through for Andre Mondu in a 1-0 Kingston Frontenac lead.
One of 4 players on this Frontenacs roster who have gotten NHL Central scouting attention early in this year. As the goal's been officially added to the board at center. Kingston already 5 shots on Stepan Shurigan here in this game, and their first that has gotten through at 1-0. Goals in back-to-back games for Mondu. Scored in a 4-3 shootout win over the 67s on January 2nd. Mondu's got it here. The long toss is intercepted by Saginaw's Liam Storch, turned around by Kelly. Malaris snaps it over to his new defensive partner in Josh Glavin. Can't be jammed in by Carson Harmer. Mondu throws this one up again. This is Matthew Frost into the offensive zone with a man breaking towards the net. Can't get it over. It was McQuaig. Puck back in the corner. And again, the Frontenac set up shop. This is Lucas Moore. Shot off the skate of Carson Harmer. Josh Glavin to chase it down in the corner, back behind Stepan Shurigan. Kelly out of the corner again. Takes that glancing blow from Josh Glavin. And Brody Najim back in the lineup as well after a call-up from the Kamoka Kings. Helps see this puck back into Kingston real estate. 3.5 gone. 1-0 on the goal from Mondu. The Frontenacs have the lead. Landon Wright picks up the helper. Puck back in behind Shurigan, and stepping onto the ice in the Ontario Hockey League for the first time, Drew Roscoe, 11 in blue. He'll lock up his man back and behind the goal. Lots of new faces. It is that time of year. As that's shot back down low by Will Bishop. Clark is on it. Tries to spin out of the corner. Finds Bishop up high between the dots. A point shot. It's stuck in the skate and the pad of Shurigan. He'll freeze for a faceoff. That is a strange save right there.
There with that pass within seconds off the opening faceoff, and that one just kind of got tied up, as you said, partner, in the skate. He's trying to track the puck, and yeah, I think right between where the skate meets the pad, there's a little bit of an area there.
Right in between the toe ties there, where it laces into the skate, which guys used to wear those a lot tighter. That room didn't used to be there. An interesting way to catch a hockey puck. Here's Klepov going to fire that one high over the crossbar, off the glass and back around the center. Josh Glavin for Igor Barabanov. This one tipped back in. Klepov whistled down offside. 15:34 to go in the first. And there are a lot of names that we could get into. Again, stepping back onto the ice for the first time in a while, Brody Najim, a 20-plus game stint down in the GOHL, was traded from Chatham to Kamoka, back up here in his 9th game of the season. We already mentioned Drew Roscoe making his OHL debut. Same goes for Sawyer Schmidt. And Bodie Stewart returns wearing 27 instead of the 71 he wore during his rookie season. Of course, that being worn by Dima Zhilkin, who serves a 1-game suspension. Jensen Geldart, sweeping shot, sticked aside by Gavin Betts. So what all that information tells is, if you haven't been paying attention this week, there's a lot to catch up on.
Well, and you heard from Coach Lasry just how excited he is to welcome the 3 of them into the lineup, having familiarity with Stewart, Najim as well from camp and last year. he's certainly looking forward to getting these new guys in the lineup, seeing what they can do. So far, a slow start for his squad here tonight.
Pass up high. McGowan rather has a little trouble with it. Blocker save made by Shugan. The rebound back behind the Spirit net. McLean there. Backhands it up. McGowan again. Tries to open a lane. A high shot. Seen all the way by the Spirit netminder. Shugan gloves and holds for a draw. 14:50 to go in the first. And we mentioned off the top of the show, just shy of 930. He's got over 930 saves in the season to this point. Second most in the league.
Man, they're certainly riding him. You never want to put it solely on a netminder, but as he goes, this team seems to follow in front of him. He has had some outstanding performances this year. The numbers don't necessarily reflect that. The number of saves do. He comes up with big saves and big moments, and that's why a little surprising to see just a couple of shakes early in this game. Expect Shurigan to get right back to where he's been the last couple of weeks here down the stretch.
Brody Papoy pursues Lucas Moore back and behind the Kingston goal.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Caleb Papineau, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Face off with the Barabanov, Klepov, and Bodie Stewart line on. Frontenacs win that draw, though. Quaig. Opposite Kelly chases through it. The Quaig stick lift against James Go. Kelly's on it. Put it to the Matthew Frost.
Yeah, 10 shots on goal. Right now,
Spirit roster. Williamson walks the line into traffic, knocked down, broken play again, just can't turn it to the forehand. Good tie up there by Roscoe on the opportunity for McQuaig. That one into traffic blocker, saves Shurigan again. Frost in the corner. Jones gives him a rough ride. Back up for Williamson, just inside the line, poked away. Here's a chance for Jones. Tries to find Sawyer Schmidt, can't do it. The pass just under his blade. Malik McGowan, McQuaig now in front for Kelly. A little friendly fire there as McGowan tried to hop up on the rush. This is back in the corner. McGowan and Josh Glavin come together. McQuaig trying to pull that free for the Spirit as well. Ryan Hand just as
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Before this first period is done. Malik McGowan nearly stolen there by Nikita Klepov. This is McLean. Up through center ice again. Barabanov can't cut that off. Kuhlman up high. Pobajal fumbled that puck. Just takes a blind swing at it now. Klepov just gets it down the ice. Line change for the Spirit penalty killers. Gavin Betts runs into a little trouble on the Barabanov forecheck. This one reeled back in at center by Graydon Jones. That's James Go, and then it's Graydon Jones again. 48 to go on the Xander Valeris penalty. This one up the near side, back and behind Gavin Betts. Goes into the books as a hooking call on the former Frontenac defenseman Valeris.
Hi, this is Carson Armour, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Been busy in his office down to our right.
Certainly has. He's the reason it's a 1-0 game right now. Kingston has come out kicking off their road trip out west this weekend with a bang so far, and Shurigan the reason it's not an even bigger lead for the Fronts.
That puck tossed over the crossbar by Bodie Stewart. This one taken up and moved to the offensive zone by Adam Kelly, trying to throw it in front. Stewart just inside the Spirit blue line. They can't get it out either. Klepov up for James Go. Weaves his way home. Trying to stretch at the line. He was onside. Barabanov lost it. Harper takes it. And the save is made by Gavin Betts. Accidentally on purpose, that pass over to Levi Harper, and ends up as a pretty decent scoring chance.
We're seeing a lot of just kind of fumbling with the puck a little bit. Not sure if it's just a brand new kind of looks on the lines out there for guys, but that one just slid right off of Barabanov's stick. Luckily, Harper was there and got a good shot on goal. But you'd think that both coaches want to clean things up a little bit out there right now.
Ryan Hanrahan to take this face-off against Tomas Bobajal. Bobajal's won it. Lucas Moore not in a hurry to move that puck. Quick little slip there to Mondo. Back in front, Bobajal off the boards, can't be handled by Riley Clark. Braden Jones on a rolling puck. Right behind him, Alex Misiak. Blake Barnes looking to go there for Sawyer Schmidt. Hanrahan can't get under the stick of Moore. Braden Jones back on in the neutral zone. Hanrahan looks up ice. Run right into by Alex Misiak. No more puck there. Sawyer Schmidt back to Jones, then back across. This is Barnes. Kicked back in by Brody Papoy, so no icing. Back out of the defensive corner here, Pobajal for the Frontenacs. 3.5 to go in the first period. They're into the offensive zone with lots of room. They try to hit the trailer and Lucas Moore. Knocked down off the glass. Alex Misiak twisting there around Josh Glavin. Jensen Geldart gets it out of danger for Carson Harmer. Tried to snake that pass back to Geldart. First man in blue to that puck in the corner. Can't get it up the boards. Now finally it just rolls to Josh Glavin. Kicked wide. Xander Valera. It's a snapshot. Long pad save there. Rebound back into the slot from Betts. Back at center. Clark and Valeris come together. Glavin angled back in by Carson Harmer. Henderson and Geldart. Back behind the Kingston net. Broken up by the stick of Kluchik. Bounces into the skates of Butter. Now here's a chance back the other direction. Alex McLean. It'll be a bad angle breakaway right to the net. Saved by Shurigan. The rebound stopped as well. Carson Harmer back the other direction. Jacob Kluchik with some room. Snaps a shot. Long pad save again by Betts. Goes to the corner. Kluchik is the Spirit trying to get one back for the goaltender here. Jensen Geldart high in the zone. Near side go. Quick pass. Down low to Levi Harper. Curls out of the corner. He's got Snyder on him. Harper left the puck back for a moment. Up the wall. James Go's got to hop up. It'll be poked past him by Nolan Snyder. And the cross-ice pass handled by Nolan Butter. Back for McLean in the corner. Falls but makes the pass in this shot. Fought off by Shurigan. It's in his equipment somewhere. Another save with 2:02 left in this first period. Two dynamite stops on what was a difficult chance by McLean. His options were limited, but it was still a really good opportunity out of the corner.
And he knew he had that pass cross ice if he wanted to, so I think the idea was he was going to try and get Shurigan cheating that way a little bit to open up the 5-hole. Not working there as a great job by the Saginaw netminder to keep the pillows closed. And again, another in-tight chance on Shurigan. He came up ready to make a save on. At the other end, Saginaw's got 3 shots in the last couple of minutes. They went almost 11 minutes in this first period without a shot on goal. You need your top line, and they're out there now to start continuing to pick up that momentum in the offensive end.
Shurigan thought about playing that puck. He's going to let it go for Levi Harper. Alex Kuhlman can't keep things alive for the Frontenacs. Right down the wing, James Go there to stop him up. Bodie Stewart couldn't get that one through Alex Kuhlman either. Klepov in a foot race with Williamson, and that rolling puck will be handled by Betts. A little close to the edge of the restricted area there. As Malik McGowan tosses this one up the wall and right past Liam Storch, who hopped onto the ice. McGowan, full head of steam, picks it up down low, bumped up high. This is Van Williamson. Down the board, shifts wide on Bodie Stewart. Williamson closed off by Stewart and James Go. Kuzma sees it kicked past him by Stewart and onto the near side boards. This is landing right again. Watched by Saginaw's Glavin. Frontenacs sneak a man off the ice. Williamson going to throw that one back around the glass. Moore down to that puck that rolls past Bodie Stewart. Liam Storch on it back up to the neutral zone. Kuzma pokes it away. Storch can't get past him. And a quick hop there. Andre Mondu had to dart back into the bench to avoid that too many men on the ice penalty. That was pretty close. As this is Kelly in the corner. Moore in between the skates of McQuaig. Nobody can move this puck too far up or down on the near side boards. Xander Valeris off the glass over the fingertips of Lucas Moore. Will it go down for an icing here? Not to be with 16 to go. McQuaig can't get out of danger. Harmer there. Wanted to lay that ahead for Brody Najim. Instead, it's tossed rink wide by Frost. Xander Valeris up for Brody Najim. And that'll go down for an icing. 3.3 left in this first period. Jack, we joked a little bit about Shurigan getting close to 20 saves at the end of the first period, but it's become a fact of the matter. 18 saves on 19 shots here at the tail end of 20 minutes.
Speaking out of both sides of my mouth, but it was a dominating first period by the Kingston Frontenacs, and the only reason it's not more is because of Stepan Shurigan. Those are the two storylines right now, is how hot Kingston came out of the gate to start things here. They're kicking off that long road trip out west, the only time this season, and they came to play. They got a couple of guys back from World Juniors, made a couple of trades, get guys out as well. But at the same time, they came together, ready to go here tonight. And Shurigan, everyone is getting closer to buying him a steak dinner. This only being a one-goal contest. A lot of work to do here to the Saginaw Spirit at intermission. I'm sure Coach Lazary is ready to address the group in the locker room after the break here.
Xander Valeris looking to take a piece out of Tomas Polbejal. A little bit of pushback here. The Spirit needs something going in the second period. One goal in this contest. It came off the stick of Andre Mondu. Landon Wright had the only helper on it, and it was just a couple of minutes into the hockey game. They'll carry that 1-0 lead back into the dressing room. We'll take a break. Alex McLean has really enjoyed playing against the Saginaw Spirit this year. Had a couple of great chances later in that first period. 6 points in 3 games coming in tonight against Saginaw. A prospect for the 2026 NHL draft. Alex McLean is going to join us down at ice level coming up here in the first intermission.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net. to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. My Michigan Health also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
WSGW is keeping you connected with the Great Lakes Bay region and the world. Tune in to quality local shows. Mihinte on Air, United Shades of Gray, That's What She Said, Generating Gratitude, and Hey, Great Lakes Bay. Saturday mornings until 9 and Sunday afternoons at 4, or anytime on your favorite podcasting app. Great Lakes Bay Connections. Local voices, local stories, local people. Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
First period for you guys. Yongsuk Saginaw 19-6. You're up 1-0. What's the feeling after these first 20 minutes here?
Yeah, I think we're playing with our structure. Manner's got us going through a good structure right now, so we're just following it, and we're not making plays too hard, just keeping it simple, and things are going well.
You kind of joined the squad here in the middle of a pretty good hot streak, wins in 7 out of the last 9 for them. What was the feeling that you kind of came into the dressing room? Like, what was your first experience with all the energy?
Yeah, obviously we have a great group in there. We all want to win, so every day we just come in and work our ass off, and it's been going well so far. And the coaching staff and players and everyone's been good so far.
And big year for yourself. Obviously, NHL draft coming up. The midterm rankings probably coming up pretty soon. Is that something that you keep a pulse on, or you just kind of ignore it, let it go, and it is what it is?
Yeah, obviously it's in the back of my mind, but I'm not trying to focus on it too much. I just want to have fun and play the game I love. So, yeah, just not focusing on it too much and just coming in every day and working as hard as you can, and things will go as they plan.
Alex, 2 periods left here. Just how much do you want to keep the same? Is there anything you guys want to improve going into period 2?
Yeah, I think we're playing well. Just keep it in the same game we played in the first there. Just get behind their D, cause turnovers, and just keep it simple, yeah.
Alex, appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
That's Frontenacs forward Alex McLean. 1-0 lead right now. Could be a lot more. We'll take a break. When we come back, some highlights. They'll feature some saves, mostly on the part of Stepan Shurigan. We'll take a break, and Jack and I will break that down for you. Coming back in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport. Conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org. With Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails, or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Here's Dylan Clark.
They got the scoring started early as well. Andre Mondu, 4th goal of the season. Didn't like what he saw up high, so he took it to the net himself. Stepan Shurigan, the partial save. It gets through underneath the arm on that stick hand side. Mondu, 4th of the year. Frontenac set the tone at 2:38 into the hockey game. But from there, it was the Stepan Shurigan show. Traffic's from distance, getting through. He's able to find them in some unorthodox ways. That puck got stuck in between his skate and his goal pad. This opportunity from Williamson gets deflected. Matthew Frost, the save of the game so far. Maybe one of the season from Stepan Shurigan. I don't know. He's had some pretty darn good ones. More from right in tight, right on the doorstep. Shurigan able to use the frame, get low, keep things out in front of him. This chance from Alex McLean, who we just talked to prior to the break, not once but twice. He's able to make the save there as the rebound comes back in, gets the paddle low to the ice. And again, McLean falling, still makes the pass right in tight. Shurigan able to deny the opportunity right on the doorstep. A common theme through that first period. First intermission stats brought to you by Raymond. Shots 19-6 in favor of the visitors. They go 0 for 1 on that power play. Mondu, the goal, Wright, and Kuhlman have picked up the assist. Alex Kuhlman got tacked on there a little bit later on. We'll bring you back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark, Jack Snevice. Jack, we'll start with the obvious. It's a very different period, if not for 63.
Yeah, one team showed up. We'll start there, right? Kingston came off the bus, and they came ready to play, and they started right away. And it's funny, looking at that highlight package, you think that's the goal that got by Stepan Shurigan. How? Well, he settled into this game and then some. You saw the save there on Frost in front of the net. You saw a couple big-time saves on McLean. Kingston had the lone power play. He made a couple key saves, well-positioned early in that power play to allow the penalty kill to kind of fizzle out the storm from there. But overall, he's probably looking around the locker room like, guys, okay, now it's time to do it at the other end of the ice because shots are 19-6. He has been the MVP of this game and then some so far, and I'm really curious to see which team comes out with a bit more jump, a bit more jam to start the second period.
Well, we saw this just a couple of games ago, not even a couple of games ago. We saw this against Brampton and against the Sioux. The Spirit were heavily outshot in the first period. Well, then they came and they flipped the script. After being outshot 12-4 in that Sioux game in the first period, they outshot the Greyhounds 19-2 in the second period. They're able to put the pieces back together. So we've seen, I guess, a little bit of feast or famine over the last little bit here for the Spirit. It's a young hockey team that's gotten younger in the last little bit, but, I mean, it's another learning lesson, another experience here where they can take a look at each other in the first intermission and say, all right, we know how to do things a little bit differently.
Well, it might be the greatest learning experience because you don't have Nick Sema, you don't have Sebastian Gervais, you don't have some of those key pieces who have been there and done that. Coach Lazary addressed the championship kind of guys. Bodie Stewart comes back. He's had a couple deep playoff runs. James Gull was a part of the Memorial Cup team. But they're probably looking around the locker room right now and thinking, this is completely different. Who's going to step up? And now the mirror kind of points their way. It's up to these young guys to step up. It's up to the Brody Nangens and the Jensen Geldarts of the world to realize, hey, there's a great opportunity right in front of you to go out there and assert yourself as part of the Saginaw Spirit moving forward. And I'm really, really, like I said, looking forward to seeing both teams come out to start the second period, but I really want to see what the Saginaw team is made of now, post a couple of big moves coming out with a little bit of a deficit.
No, there's the old adage, like you can say, okay, the older guys are gone. The young guys have to step up. You can say that a lot. You can understand that from a player standpoint, but until you play that first period without some of those bigger names in the lineup, and again, Dimas Jokin out with a one-game suspension, there's something to be said for actually going through it once you can process it and feel it and live it and say, okay, this is what this feels like now. It's an adjustment, and like a lot of other things, they just got to play through it and kind of learn that way. On the Kingston side of things, again, offensively inclined, 19 shots to 6, 19 the number that sticks out. Alex McLean was all over the ice in that first period.
Yeah, he is certainly a good one, and you can see why they wanted him in the return for the Hopkins trade, because I think he's going to be surprised by his midseason rankings. It seems like the puck is just always on his stick anytime he gets the chance. You think the offense is going to start trickling in here. He's going to be a big part of turning that Kingston power play around, and you can just see the confidence in him for a 17-year-old to walk in and play the way he's played, knowing that, okay, not only am I in a new situation just a few weeks ago, now I have a couple big-time pieces. Jacob Battaglia's of the world moved out. Alex Misiak coming in. Things are evolving all over his world right now, and he has done a great job being calm, cool, and collected, and has done a really good job of kind of asserting himself as one of the guys to look to on this new-look Kingston team.
It's a time of a lot of change here in the Ontario Hockey League. Inside 24 hours from the regular trade deadline. We'll see what else is to be made. We'll see what else is to be made coming up in the second period. 1-0. Frontenacs have the lead. We'll take a break. When we come back, a look around the out-of-town scoreboard. Then we're back in action here in Saginaw.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
First intermission here to take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. It's brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. A 1-0 lead by the Kingston Frontenacs here in Saginaw. 3 other games in the Ontario Hockey League on this Thursday night. The Ottawa 67s, the North Bay Battalion, locked in a 1-1 score right now into the first intermission. Ethan Procession, boy, has he woken up as of late for the North Bay Battalion. 13th goal of the season. Jasper Kutta, coming back from World Juniors. He's on the score sheet with his 18th of the year for the Ottawa 67s. And, of course, Saginaw trading Hayden Bartz and Sebastian Gervais to the North Bay Battalion. They're in the lineup. Gervais going to be matched up, at least early on, against Nick Sema, who's with the Ottawa 67s now. They're on their respective second lines. There's probably a couple of really good and really interesting photos out there if you're a Spirit fan, seeing those guys not just matched up against one another, but in competing sweaters again. Oshawa, 1-0 over the Peterborough Petes. Porter Bird Leitner, his third goal of the season, even at 10 shots apiece through that first 20 minutes of play. And 2-1, the Windsor Spitfires are up on the Erie Otters. Carson Woodall, 9th of the year. Ethan Belches, 23rd of the year, to go against Callum Hughes in his 8th. The Spitfires take a 2-1 lead into the first intermission. And a look at your Western Conference standings for a Spirit team that, again, playing their best hockey of the season right now. Winners of 5 out of the last 6. They can make up some ground. They can't catch the Guelph Storm tonight, but they can surely make up some ground and perhaps even more importantly, put some space between themselves in the Erie Otters. The Flint Firebirds sit on top of the whole pile in the Western Conference, just getting close to 60 points on the season. Kingston right now, 7th place in the East. Your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Look around the standings as well. 1-0. Frontenacs carry the lead into the second period. Jack and I talked about it. What can the Spirit say in the dressing room? How can they turn things around? We've seen them come out with big second periods recently. We'll see if that's the case here. Back in a moment here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at GarberChesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Your active life depends on healthy muscles, bones, and joints. When pain arises, My Michigan Health is your go-to place. Our comprehensive musculoskeletal team offers the latest in surgical and non-surgical treatments and includes experts in specialized orthopedics and sports medicine. Whether your pain originates from your knee, hip, hand, elbow, shoulder, ankle, or foot, our experts can help. With more than 50 providers across 21 locations in central and northern Michigan, we're dedicated to keeping you active. Learn more at mymichigan.org/MSK.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Recognize that sound? That's your heart racing when law enforcement catches you for drunk driving. Truth is, it's happening more and more these days. Cops are cracking down all across America. If you drive drunk, it's more likely than ever you will get caught and you will be arrested. So don't take any chances. If you're drunk, do not get behind the wheel. And maybe you could avoid feeling like this. drunk driving, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
The Ramsey Show.
You actually can help people, and you don't help them by giving them a government program. You help them by showing them the way out. People love me enough to put their arm around me and show me a different way. I didn't figure it all out in my own head. So there's a power to hope. That's not some kind of false panacea positive thinking way. It works. You can't positive think your way into everything, but you can't negative think your way into anything.
The Ramsey Show, weeknights at 9 on WSGW. This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW. Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Periods for the Spirit where the shot counter a little bit lopsided against them. 19-6 in the first period tonight. 16-4 against the Brampton Steelheads on Sunday. 12-4 in favor of the Sioux Greyhounds in the first period last Saturday. Some flat starts for the Spirit, but Dylan Clark alongside Jack Snevice, and Jack, they came out a lot better in those second periods and won both those hockey games.
Well, it seems to be the common theme in the 3 games I've worked with you now. It's been the same thing. They get outshot early. They get down early. The effort isn't quite there out of the gate. And then you get to these second periods and things kind of unlock. So we're looking to see if Saginaw has that next gear in them, because that first period was certainly all Kingston and then some.
No carryover penalties or power plays here to the second. A Barabanov fumble. But the puck gotten up to Nikita Klepov, the OHL's rookie of the week, gets taken down. Back the other direction. This is Henderson looking for Alex Misiak, tipped into the air. Glove down by Henderson. A bouncing puck looks to the front of the net. Goes out the other side on the glove hand side of Stepan Shurigan. Will Bishop for Henderson. Shot deflected on its way by Paul Bajal. Ends up in the corner. Almost some friendly fire on that exchange up high with Misiak. The Michigan, he scores! Oh, what a goal! Paul Bajal upstairs on Shurigan. 40 seconds into the period, it's 2-0.
Welcome back from World Juniors, Tomasz Pobajal. And what a start to this second period for the Kingston Frontenacs. The wherewithal to have the room to pull off the lacrosse move and roof it right off the mask of Stepan Shurigan. That is how you respond, or I say keep the pedal on the metal, I should say, for Kingston to start this second period.
Takes confidence to pull it off in a game. Takes confidence to pull it off like that. Back in behind the net of Betts. Nearly turned over to Carson Harmer. Up the right side, Snyder tries to put it back in front. Butter taken into the boards there by Valeris. Next extra shot there. McLean out of the corner. Frontenacs want to make it 3. Josh Glavin cuts that off, and Jensen Geldart trying to push this up the near side boards. Valeris there for Jacob Kluche. Back up to neutral ice. Backhanded pass settled down by Harmer. Return to Kluche. Gotten back to Harmer. Here's a chance. Backhanded pass. Geldart scores! Betts got a piece. It wasn't enough. Jensen Geldart steps up in a big way. 3rd goal of his OHL career in a very timely spot.
That's what you needed if you're the Saginaw Spirit. You need your best players to be your best players. Great setup. Kluche to Harmer. The wherewithal to hold on to that as long as he could. And Geldart, it actually rang off the pipe, off the backside of Betts, and into the back of the net. A rifle of a shot and a fortunate kick. And it is 2-1. Sometimes that's all you need to flip the script. And that's a great answer off the incredible goal from Pobajal to make it a 1-goal contest once again.
Back behind the Spirit net in front. Hanrahan stumbling, put it up high, shoveled towards the net. A great save there by Shurigan as Reiters in front. That puck thrown back to him by Moore. This is Sawyer Schmidt to turn it into the offensive corner. Brody Papoy beats out the icing. Given there to Sawyer Schmidt. Little shuffling of the lines for Chris Lasry. Said that would be the case during Coach's Corner as he gets a handle on his new group of forwards. Hanrahan covering back at center. Blake Barnes, the backhanded pass cut off by Wright. Barnes up for Sawyer Schmidt. Brody Papoy tries to chip it back in. Gavin Betts there for Alex Kuhlman as Hanrahan nearly got caught back and behind the goal. This one for Graydon Jones in front of the Kingston bench. Henderson and Bishop pick up the assists on the Pobajal goal from behind the net. Carson Harmer and Jacob Kluche will pick up helpers on the Geldart marker, and Bodie Stewart just ahead of the play, so the Spirit are offside. 17:38 here in the second.
And it seems like things are settling in now in this contest, meaning the teams, obviously they don't see each other as much as you would a division rival. It takes a little bit of a filling out process, and now I'm curious. You always play the game in segments, right? 5-minute segments for the most part. Curious what these next 5 minutes look like getting us to the halfway point of the game and who has the upper hand in the period of the long change.
Klepov pokes this puck out to center. Henderson will quickly take it away and lead the charge down the wing with a man breaking to the net. A glove save made by Stepan Shurigan. Adam Kelly, the Pittsburgh native, is trying to make his way down through. Sioux Lookout, Ontario, rather. Henderson, if that's a low shot along the ice in that instance, it might be a very different scenario. Offensive zone face-off here for Matthew Frost. Klepov back to the corner. Josh Glavin off the glass. Glove back down by Frost. Tries to get around Xander Valeris. This is Klepov. Given back over to Bodie Stewart. There's some collisions behind the play. Klepov lowers the shoulder. Taps the brakes out of the corner. Valeris, the late man, has a lane. The shot pops back in front off the end wall. It's somewhere underneath Betts. Barabanov thought he could put it home. And Betts shuffling forward to try to scoot the puck out from underneath him. Couldn't tell if that was a movement of the puck or if he was in some pain. Good for the Frontenacs. He seems to be all right.
That puck inadvertently ends up under Gavin Betts. Great job getting back into position by the young netminder. And he looks like he either got his glove on it or something. Barabanov was right there, punched it out in front. And I tell you what, we've talked about Stepan Shurigan a lot tonight, but Gavin Betts, great young netminder a year ago, trying to get back to that form, is having a stellar night in net as well. Despite just only 8 shots, he's had a couple of big-time looks in front of him that he's stood tall on.
Harper finds James Go in the circle. More pace on the puck movement here from Saginaw to start the second. Go toe picks. That puck on the far wall. He recovers well. Now for Levi Harper. Just inside the line. Not moving much. Looking for some coverage in front. Harper down to the goal line. Put it off the pad of Betts there. And the rebound around in the corner by Tomas Pobijal. Collision between Misiak and Kluche. That's got the Spirit bench up right now. Geldart finds Carson Harmer. The drop-off for Levi Harper. Carson Harmer again. Spinning back out of the corner. It's intercepted by Misiak. He'll skate this out to center end. Gets stepped up on there by Levi Harper.
It almost feels like Saginaw's had more zone time in the offensive end this period than the entire first period so far. They're doing a great job winning the puck battles, getting set up in the zone, and cycling the puck to make sure there always a blue jersey close by to retrieve those loose pucks or be there for a quick pass.
How about that pass from Graydon Jones while getting hit? Now Popoy into the offensive end, snaps his shot, and a glove save made by Betts. 15:45 to go in the period. That was a quickly materializing play out of the Saginaw defensive end. Brody Popoy, 15 points in 37 games here in his rookie season. He's starting to climb his way up the rookie scoring list, top 20 now. After really turning it on in what's been the second half of his season so far. Butter towards the middle. This is Lucas Moore looking for Snyder. Shut down. Bodie Stewart might have a 2-on-1 here with Klepov. Stewart, the puck got rolled up on the far boards. It gets taken into the wall there by Lucas Moore. Nearly given away to Barabanov. This one played around Stewart. Back out to center. Blake Barnes fumbled again. Nolan Butter on him. Picked up. This is McLean in close support. Has the late man. Shot there. Blocked on its way by Graydon Jones. He corrals the rebound. Nolan Snyder, a pretty good chance. This is Klepov. Back into the offensive end for the Spirit. Cross ice. Stolen. Gotten back, though, on the broken play. He's going to weave his way through the neutral zone until something opens up. Finds Barabanov. Taken off the puck there by Nolan Snyder. Klepov back again. Corralled by Bodie Stewart. Down the wing, spins off a check. Bumped it there for Klepov. One hand on the stick. Can't keep it alive. This is Andre Mondu. And Snyder still does not have a stick. Going to make the play anyway. Stolen back, though, by Barabanov. Can't get the lifted stick against Lucas Moore. Valeris up. Barabanov corralled again by Kuzma. Little shift to get around Brody Najim. Storch off the fallen stick. finds the man Barabana between the dots. A high save made. Gets his own rebound. Saved by Mondu. The rebound there underneath him somewhere. Pulled out by Najum and the save made by Betts. Najum has it still. Glavin takes the shot off the goalpost. Glavin tries to get it back. Frontenacs will steal. This is Kuzma down the wing. Najum back covering. Valera steps over. Now it's McLean. Fresh bodies thrown right in front. There's a pile of them. Najum and Kuzma trying to figure out where the puck is, and now it's Liam Storch. Back to center ice. Oh, so close from the equalizer. Storch twists it back in. Najum on Will Bishop. Storch, the steal, and the shot fought off there by Betts. Storch didn't have any time to corral that puck. Grip it and rip it. Good save made by Betts. It's out of play. 13:50 left in the second period. It stays 2-1. Some saves, some goalposts, a little bit of everything. We're back to Saginaw in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. 2-1 the lead for the Kingston Frontenacs. Some great saves from the guy wearing the pads and the defenders in front of him as well. Gavin Betts has been busy. Mondu right in front. And it stays a 2-1 contest just prior to that break.
Yeah, almost like Betts heard us talking about Shurigan all first period long. He's come up with a couple of huge chances here as the Spirit have come to life in the period of the long change. They're doing a great job getting out in front of these odd man rushes, stopping pucks at the blue line, and turning it into chances the other way. Let's see how Kingston can respond now onto the media timeout.
Good steal from Klepov. That could have been a dangerous opportunity for Alex Kulemin. Barabanov is in. The late man. It's Klepov in the circle. Fought off by Betts. The rebound chance. Harper. That's sent wide. Bishop's pass goes off a skate. Kuzma trying to get that away from Igor Barabanov. The bump there for Klepov. The cross-ice pass, Fandor. See a couple of instances of that here in this game so far. Shurigan going to rim this one up around the wall. Glove down by Bodie Stewart. Tosses a puck to someone who he expected to be there. Kulemin gets the stick up high there on Stewart. This one back and behind the Spirit net. OHL game 200 for Bodie Stewart back in the building where it all started. Igor Barabanov off the glass and back in. And the names around Stewart quite different than they were at that time. October of 2022, Michael Misa scores 2 in his OHL debut as the Spirit beat the Guelph Storms 10-6. PJ Forgione wore 27 back then. This is corralled by Van Williamson. Back and behind the Kingston net. Pass is sealed off at the boards by Brody Papoy. They do still get it out to center, but Sawyer Schmidt is there. This is tossed back and behind the net of Shurigan. Calmly plays that puck up the wall. Williamson at the point. McGowan shifts around Papoy and lost it right as he took the shot. Taken down awkwardly into the wall there by Graydon Jones. Play continues again. Puck backhanded down the boards by Kelly. McQuaig stolen by Brody Papoy. Uses the glass to try and get around Frost. The cross-ice pass is cut off. Kelly and Hanrahan in front of the Kingston bench now. Pass is kicked from skate to stick by Papoy into the offensive zone. Delays, takes a shot. That one off the foot of McGowan. Gets a rebound chance. And that one sent wide. Jensen Geldart keeps it alive. Approaching the midway point here of the second period. Geldart into the corner. That one poked before it can get to the goaltender. Geldart spins off McGowan. Still got a chance up high. Kluchik rotates just inside the line. Takes a shot. Knocked down. Rebound chance. Sawyer Schmidt couldn't tuck it to the backhand. Kluchik over. This is Roscoe. The return pass. Jacob Kluchik walks into the circle. Shot deflected into the netting. Off the stick of Malik McGowan.
It's pretty clear whatever message Coach Lazary had for the group at intermission has paid off because they are everywhere now, out shooting Kingston 9-3 in this middle frame, and it just is almost easy for them right now. You're seeing kind of the mistakes in the defensive end from Kingston we saw from Saginaw in that first period, where they're just not hounding pucks. They're losing sight of things. They're allowing their men to get free, a little bit of miscommunication on switches and things of that nature, and it has led to multiple chances and obviously one goal already for the Spirit.
Levi Harper pursued back in the Spirit end by Riley Clark. Shots 9-3 now in favor of the Spirit here in the second period. So just as we discussed during the first intermission, heavy shots against in the first. They flipped the script in the second. At least that's the case here so far for the third consecutive game. Carson Harmer, who had the assist on the Jensen Geldart goal. Now here's a steal. Alex Misiak wants to get around Jensen Geldart. They come together in the corner. The pass in front intercepted by James Go. Walks around the back of the net. Goes up ice pass. Gloved down by Mondu. Keeps it in front of him. Steps right into the zone. Into the corner. Centering feed. Clark, the turning shot. Blocked by a sliding Levi Harper. Kluche gets it out off the back of Harmer. Lucas Moore shoulders him off the puck. Kluche comes up for a hit of his own. And Mondu turns this puck down the left side. Harper. There for Go. Slipped to the middle. Stolen. Read perfectly by Snyder. And a save made by Shurigan. It goes in. Stuck to his equipment. As right on the doorstep was Butter. I think that'll stay Nolan Snyder's goal to make it 3-1.
That is one way to turn momentum around. Just seemed like kind of a harmless shot off the giveaway in the defensive zone. And Nolan Snyder found his 6th of the season. 8th round pick in the 2025 priority selection. Let's see if it hit anything on the way through. Just looks like Shurigan kicked it into his own net as it pounced around down there. You'll take it any way you can get in. You'll retake that 2-goal lead. Certainly, if you're the Kingston Frontenacs, that has to feel good right about the halfway point of this game.
Little puck luck on both sides. As Geldart's shot goes goal post and then off Gavin Betts and in. This puck's up and into the stands. 9.5 to go here in the second period. And then the puck luck and the puck misfortune for Shurigan there. Just gets tied up in his equipment and that little kick with the heel back into the goal. Face-off turned back in by Bodie Stewart in front of the Spirit bench. Off the glass, Xander Valeris flies down for a hit on Robin Kuzma. This is down for another icing there as Josh Glavin touches things up. Face-off to come all the way back. Glavin and Valeris off. Spirit will see Graydon Jones and Blake Barnes come out. And again, limited use for Drew Roscoe, St. Louis native, second-round pick by the Spirit out of the Shattuck St. Mary's program. Just kind of getting his toe dipped into the water here in the Ontario Hockey League. Barabanov against Kuhlman here for this offensive zone face-off. Stuck in the skates, pulled out there. The Klepov shot rejected before it gets to the net. Barnes back over. Bodie Stewart. Then for Graydon Jones again. Shot blocked by Wright. Turning puck. Tap there for Kuzma. Into the offensive end. He'll just lay that one through as Will Bishop trying to occupy a lane. Jones, a little push there for Barabanov. 3 Frontenacs down low. This one picked up here by Klepov again. Just kicked in by Bodie Stewart. Down for an icing again. 9:13 here in the second. Face-off back down to our left. Jack Dever was a waiver claim by the Kingston Frontenacs from the Ottawa 67s. He was not able to make his way here to Saginaw in time. That would have been another welcome addition to this Frontenacs forward group, the overager. But right now, up 3-1. They've got things handled with 9:13 to go in the second period. This puck back out at center. McGowan trying to go between his own legs on the deflection into the offensive zone. Saginaw's Jones rolls over. Nolan Butter, the steal down low. Here's Snyder to the goal line, curls around in the circle. Malik McGowan back over. Van Williamson dropped off again. This is McLean up high. Waits for the lane to open up. It does get through, and a pad save by Stepan Shurigan. There is that traffic on those long-range shots. Back behind the Spirit net, Bodie Stewart just trying to bide his time there against McLean. And again, that pass out in front. Spirit do get through. Frontenacs are well aware of that, and this is back down for another icing here. As Klepov was in pursuit of it, he's going to have to stay out again.
And the change of pace is benefiting Kingston. This is how they want to play the game. You don't want to compare hockey to basketball, but Saginaw is much more of a run and gun kind of team. They like that fast pace. They play well when they're able to move up and down the ice, get some on-man rushes, carry that puck over the blue line kind of easily. And when you get down into the mud a little bit more, you slow things down, you have a chance to win some faceoffs. This is where Kingston has been excelling all game long. They just continue to do the little things right in these situations that has led to the 2-goal lead.
They win another offensive zone faceoff as Misiak helps Pobajal move that puck back to McGowan. Taken down by Klepov on his way to the net, and a stick save made by Stepan Shurigan. Misiak keeps it alive again off of Jones. McGowan in the offensive corner. Pursued around by Clark. Tries to get away from Graydon Jones. Barabanov steps down to help out. Puck out of the corner. Tomas Pobajal. Up high, Williamson. Point shot. Flutters off of Stewart. Then a save again by Stepan Shurigan. Poked away last second. McGowan bumps it over. Misiak. Save again by Shurigan. Hit by McGowan as he tried to get back into his crease, and a delayed penalty's coming. Glove saved by Shurigan on another shot from distance. And it's going to be a cross-checking call for Igor Barabanov. Now, this occurred all the way out in the neutral zone. While all that was going on, 7:47 here in the second. I don't know if we're going to have gotten a look at it. So the Spirit are going to head to their second Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. Barabanov, a 2-minute minor. You see right at the end of the screen there on that right side, Pobajal got the stick up high from Barabanov.
And it goes without saying how important this power play is for both sides. You have a chance to go up 3 goals here if you're Kingston and try and continue to turn around the struggling power play unit you have. And if you're Saginaw, all momentum is against you right now. A penalty kill to keep it just a 2-goal deficit could go a long, long way. But the way Kingston's playing and having a chance that they can control it off this face-off here, but a good win by Saginaw.
Gavin Betts to stop this back and behind his net. As the Spirit cleared off early on this penalty kill, Barabanov in the box for cross-checking. Alex Misiak calmly back in, finds Kuhlman off the boards. Misiak looking towards the middle, backhands the puck down low for Kuhlman again. McLean finds McGowan. McLean again, back through, room for Pobajal. Far side, the one-time shot blocked by Valeris and swatted to the corner by Shurigan. Kept alive again by Misiak. Pobajal, pass between his own legs, is picked off by Harmer. Nice diving play by Misiak. That could have been a chance back the other way for the Spirit. Malik McGowan from deep in Kingston territory. Turns on the Jets, tries to get around Valeris, knocked down. McGowan stops up in the corner again as he's staple gun to the boards by Valeris. This one fired back out by Carson Harmer. The hits really coming out here in the second period. Gavin Betts out to play this puck in the corner and settle it down for Alex Misiak. 50 seconds left on the power play. Matthew Henderson, the drop, and it's picked up by McLean again. Just deflected at the line there by James Go, so the Frontenacs offside. 39 seconds left on the Barabanov penalty. Could have been a shorthanded chance back the other direction for the Spirit. Really good efforts at open ice by Alex Misiak, and then back coming in, McGowan nearly undressed the Spirit penalty killers.
You're seeing Saginaw do the little things right on the penalty kill now in their defensive zone, right? They're hustling after those loose pucks. They're getting into the dirty areas. They're blocking shots, sticks in the lane. They're doing a great job on both penalty kills so far in doing what they need to do on 5-on-5 to have it start translating to more opportunities in front of Gavin Betts rather than in front of Stepan Shurigan.
Matthew Henderson from back and behind the Kingston goaltender. Dying moments of the Barabanov penalty. Shurigan's out to play it. 2 Frontenacs come right to him. Puck bounces off some shin guards. Ends up in the corner. This is Kuzma. Well up into the air. Comes into the seating area. Off a deflection. New Souvenir as the youngsters try to make their way back down. It fell down below the steps. You're not getting that one, bud. 5:52 left in period number 2. We'll have to wait a little bit longer for a Souvenir. As the seating area does not provide the puck for the young man that made his way down there. Good hustle by him, though. And he's not done yet. He'll keep digging after it. 6 to go on the power play here for the Frontenacs. Puck ends up on the far side. Kluche with some pressure clears the zone. That's it on the penalty. Saginaw 2 for 2 in the PK. Andre Mondu behind his own net again. Barabanov with Sawyer Schmidt, Nikita Klepov, and now Drew Roscoe back in the Spirit end. Takes a check along the boards. Schmidt back up, Barabanov. Cross ice just ahead of Klepov. He picks it up off the boards anyway. Tries to bowl his way to the net. Rejected at the goal line. Mondu off the boards. Will Bishop put it off the skate of Nikita Klepov. Following on Barabanov. Mondu there. Felt the pressure of Barabanov. Spins away and hooks that puck there for McQuaig. Cross ice pass off the boards. Kelly poked down at the last second there by Go. A little reverse hit. Knocked him off balance for a moment. Inside the final 5 minutes here of the second period. Barabanov give and go with Klepov, who will carry this puck into the zone. And Sawyer Schmidt just a split second early into the offensive zone offside. 4:52 left in the second. 3-1 Frontenacs. Face off in the neutral zone when we come back here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center, 4:52 left in this second period. 3-1 lead for the Frontenacs. Dylan Clark alongside Jack Snevice. And Jack, we've seen a different Spirit team come out here in the second period. Frontenacs still put the puck in the back of the net 2 times, but this is building blocks.
Certainly building blocks, a little bit of adversity that's kind of stacking up against them as well. They came out and responded really well, despite being outshot 19-6 and down 1-0 at the first intermission. And now it's a matter of, okay, you got down 2 goals, you responded again. Now you're down 2 goals after you really had the pedal to the metal. You're out shooting the Frontenacs 9-3. How do you respond from here is the big question for the young Spirit team.
Ryan Hanrahan rolls up high, and the saucer pass back for Josh Glavin into traffic. Looking for the deflection was Valeris. Papoy closed off by Mondu. Puck back in the trapezoid. Najim battles for it. This is Clark up the boards, hit by Ryan Hanrahan. Puck at center, Glavin there for Hanrahan again. Turns to the middle. Wanted to find Brody Najim. Hanrahan still on this puck. Mishak gives him a rough ride. Now it's Valeris up high. Takes a shot. Save made by Betts as he reaches across his body to glove that puck. Hangs on. Didn't seem to be too difficult for him. 4:09 left in the second.
No, clear angle to the shooter for Gavin Betts there. It's where you'd like one of those forwards down low to cut their way in front, take away his eyes a little bit. You can see how clean of a lane he had. Hard to find the back of the net from there, but a good idea from Valeris. You get an offensive zone faceoff out of it and a chance to reset the lines and draw something up.
Well, you see Najim try to make strides towards the front of the net. Andre Mondu on the red edge of your screen on that replay was able to make that path just a little bit wider. Jacob Kluche to take the face off after Jensen Geldart gets waved out. Frontenacs win the D-zone draw. Back around, Levi Harper just inside the line. Pulls things cross ice now for James Go. Another reversal. Levi Harper takes a shot into traffic. Loose puck right in the doorstep. Carson Harmer somehow unable to put that one home. Hit a body on the way through. A shot there by James Goes off the leg of Butter. Back out to the neutral zone. Not sure what that hit on the shot from Carson Harmer. Butter back for McGowan. Left circle shot goes wide. And around the wall, this is Williamson. For Butter. Intercepted by Carson Harmer and gotten back out. It'll be for an icing. Bring the face-off back down. 3:29 to go in the second. Another great chance for the Spirit right on that Frontenac doorstep.
And it's been that second line, right? And you know Coach Lazary said he's going to be rotating them, but Harmer and Kluche have been involved in the big moments so far. Not so much Barabanov and Klepov as you'd expect. And those are two guys we seemingly talk about every time I'm on the call, is looking for those guys to step up, knowing what kind of rookie years they had a year ago, led to Kluche getting drafted by the Jets, Carson Harmer being named first all-rookie team. They can help this Spirit team and fill out that top six, even with some of the guys they traded away, and they're doing a good job of leaving their mark on this game. Just only one past Gavin Betts so far.
James Go clears on that puck from the defensive zone. Back to his former teammate, Will Bishop. Occasional defensive partner, not particularly often. Although it was so long ago, sometimes it's hard to remember. This is back in behind the net of Shurigan. James Go got the stick tied up there with Robin Kuzma. Play's going to continue again. Now here's a steal right in the right circle. Dropped it off there for Kuhlman. Shut down by Barabanov. Bishop finds Henderson. Kuzma. Pass to the front of the net. He's looking for right. James Go cut it off. Could be a chance the other way. Klepov off balance. Still moves it into the offensive end. Trying to get around Barabanov. Miscommunication there at the line. And a hand pass there blows this one down. 2:38 to go here in the second. Could have been speed into the offensive zone for the Spirit. Just Barabanov and Klepov end up on the same tracks.
Seems to be that kind of night for them so far. They have been quiet, and credit the young Frontenacs team for doing their best to get them off stride. You see sticks everywhere, breaking things up, and a great job on the back check by Barabanov. Got it up, but again, just miscommunication at the blue line. Couldn't get in onside for a possible 3-on-2.
Puck back into the offensive zone. Frost shot that off of a Spirit stick. Ryan Hanrahan tries to get away from Frost again. Jones off the boards out to center. Barnes not where he wanted to put that puck. So it goes back in to the Spirit end. And fortunately for Graydon Jones, it's on an icing because he lost his stick.
That's a really good heads-up play. Jones knew that was going to be an icing. He knew there was only so much he could do without his stick. He made the smart move to beeline, realizing the situation there to get that call, get himself a new twig, and set up an offensive zone face-off and a chance here for the third line of the Spirit.
Hanrahan between Sawyer Schmidt and Brody Popoy. After an extra moment, Frost is going to knock Hanrahan back, but Brody Popoy there to pursue it in the corner. Up high, Jones finds Barnes. A shot looking for the mid-slot tip off a body before it could get to the net. Good read there by Hanrahan. This is back into the Spirit end. Blake Barnes there for Jones. Back up looking for Hanrahan, too far ahead of him. Mondu for McQuaig, the bump to the middle, turned over. Brody Popoy there. Hanrahan is headed towards the net, a long shot. Redirected to the corner again. Hanrahan bounces off of Adam Kelly. This is out of the zone again. McQuaig. 90 seconds left in the second period. McQuaig drops it off for Frost, who has a lane, gets it through traffic, and a save by Shurigan. It cost somebody a glove. This is Jensen Geldart up the near side. Kluche looks off Harmer, drops the puck for Geldart, and offside again. Spirit just can't get themselves untangled at the offensive blue line. 1:19 to go in the second period.
There have been 5 or 6 offsides by Saginaw in this game that you can just chalk up the mental mistakes. It's not even by a hairline or anything like that. They have simply just miscommunicated the blue line, zigged when someone else has zagged, and that right there kind of sums up the night it's been for the Spirit. Just not much going their way. Hard time Sullivan, Gavin Betts, and Stephon Shurigan keeping it in as long as he can. But these Kingston Frontenacs have showed up here tonight and have taken a commanding, what feels like a commanding 2-goal lead.
Late offside as that puck came back out. Again, if the Spirit get a quick one here, that commanding lead could feel different. Back in the neutral zone, McGowan rolls down the boards. Valeris tries to cut him off. Josh Glavin back in behind the net of Shurigan, goes off the glass. Broken play, here's a chance. Kluche, 2-on-1 with Geldart. Down the wing, Kluche saved by Betts, and he reels the rebound in. And more as Valeris joins the party late. 47.4 to go. Opportunistic Jacob Kluche there.
Well, you said just how quickly it can change, right? A bad bounce over a stick in the neutral zone. And the Winnipeg Jets prospect comes bearing down on your netminder on a 2-on-1 chance with that quick release of his. Betts did a great job as they continue to dismiss the fight in front of the net. Kluche bearing down. You see how far Betts is out on the edge of that blue peg to take away his angle and prevent without allowing a rebound in front of the net.
Gavin Betts clocks in at 5'11". Comes out, makes the frame large, able to make a good stop. He knows nobody's in behind him, so he can use the area in front of his net to his advantage and cut down that angle. McGowan just inside the blue line. Long, high shot, and Shurigan able to locate that one through a lot of battles in front for a glove save and a face-off, and the officials will split up James Go and Nolan Butter here before anything else transpires. 34.1 to go in the period. Bodie Stewart looks on in front of the net. We'll sit down for the first time in a long time with Bodie Stewart coming up in the second period. It was a deal that came together quickly in a quick trip for Stewart. He's met by Spirit Assistant General Manager Brian Proud at the halfway point, and back in Saginaw he goes. McGowan, shot right off the draw, ends up wide. Van Williamson to the corner. Snyder there. Now this is Butter. The long shot right into the glove. Again, Shurigan there. 27th save of the hockey game. 23.7 to go in the period.
Well, and shots were 9-3 Saginaw, and right when Kingston started to change momentum here in this second period. Since that moment, it has been 7-3 Kingston in that department. And certainly they have left a lasting impression here through 40 minutes.
Xander Valeris clears off a D-zone faceoff. Does not have enough momentum for an icing call. One more rush here. That fans off the stick of Van Williamson. Down for an icing, so maybe a late gift here for the Spirit. 8.2. That should have been the end of the second period. They get another chance in the offensive zone. Who does Chris Lazary throw out? And the Barbanov line that would seem to track. James Go and Levi Harper, who right now sits 5 points shy of tying Zane Parek's rookie defenseman record here in Saginaw. 37 points in 50 games for Parek. Harper right now at 32 and 38 for the Spirit here in his rookie season. Assists in back-to-back games. Backhanded shot right off the faceoff. And this is to the corner and the end of the second period. So building blocks for the Spirit. Frontenacs had the 19-6 shot advantage in the first period. Saginaw 12-11 in that middle frame. They got on the board with a Jensen Geldart goal. They surrendered to Tomas Pobajal and Nolan Snyder. Pobajal's of highlight reel variety. But a 3-1 game, and Bodie Stewart makes his way back down the tunnel. And we'll talk with Stewart coming up in the second intermission. He joins us at ice level in a moment. 3-1 Frontenacs back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
As a business, a roof over your head is just as important as the products you create. At Versatile Flat Roofing, our membrane roofs have provided safety and security to businesses in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 10 years. Our quality of production in low-sloped flat roofing systems made Versatile Flat Roofing the 2024 Michigan Elite Contractor of the Year. With more than 1,500 roofs installed and 75% of clients coming from repeats and referrals, customer satisfaction is at the heart of the job. For more information on keeping the roof over your head safe and secure, visit VersatileFlatRoofing.com today. That's VersatileFlatRoofing.com.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
And a well-traveled young man joins us down from ice level. Bodie Stewart, second tour of duty here with the Saginaw Spirit, picked up this morning in a trade with the Barrie Colts. Bodie, good to see you again. How has the last 24 hours been for you? How does it feel to be back here in a Spirit uniform?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I'm super happy to be back. A lot of new faces since I've been here last, but super excited to get to know these guys and have a strong second half of the season here.
Got to play alongside of some really talented players in your OHL career. You slot right in with Igor Barabanov and Nikita Klepov. You don't get to practice with them. You're just in. Your first impression is a game. How difficult is that to slot in with new guys in a game situation?
Hey, playing with those guys is easy to slide in. I've seen what they've been doing, with the first half of the season here, and they're awesome. They're fast. I feel like I keep up with them. So it's been a lot of fun these first two periods. I want to finish strong here in the third. 200
OHL games for yourself here tonight. Just how quickly does it go by?
Yeah, it flies by. I didn't even know I was about to go on the ice, and someone said it was 200. I go, holy. So, yeah.
You got 20 more minutes here. You guys are down 2 goals. Really built on things in the second period. Just how much stronger did you guys feel in period 2, and what can you carry over into the third?
Yeah, better in the second. A little slow first, and then just come out really, really fast and hard in the third, and catch up to these guys here.
Bodie, appreciate the time. Good luck in period 3.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Bodie Stewart in his return here to the Dow Event Center. Didn't get to ask him if he's got the same locker or not. We'll see exactly what's different in the dressing room for Bodie Stewart. 3-1. Kingston's got the lead. Saginaw's got to come out and dig deep here in period 3. We'll take a break. We'll go back through some highlights when we come back. Second intermission report here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to plane surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Here's Dylan Clark.
19-6 were the Spirit in that first period. They needed to turn some things around to start out the second period. Now, as we get into some of the highlights, the Kingston Frontenacs, they came out in some pretty spectacular fashion. Tomas Pobezal, the lacrosse move, the Michigan in Michigan, whatever you want to call it. He goes upstairs over the shoulder of Stepan Shurigan. I don't care how tall you are. That is a tough save to make. Can't get the shoulder up for Pobezal. He welcomes himself back in dramatic fashion from the World Juniors with his 8th goal of the season. Carson Harmer, a little patience on the puck. Sucks all the defenders in. Nobody checks Jensen Geldart. Gives him just enough time to put that one off the goalpost, off the backside of Gavin Betts, and into the back of the net. The Spirit would get onto the board at 2-1. Stepan Shurigan, Gavin Betts have had their fair share of battles here in this game. More opportunities as Xander Valerius, the late man. The rebound chance off the boards from Barabanov. That was maybe the best chance that didn't find the back of the net for the Spirit in that second frame. This opportunity from Barabanov corralled as well. All hands on deck for the Kingston Frontenacs on this exchange and just unable to beat the goaltender Betts. And finally, the Frontenacs would find the back of the net. Off of a steal, Nolan Snyder, rebound not necessary as it goes off the right skate of Stepan Shurigan and in. Your second intermission stats brought to you by Raymond. 12-11 the shot advantage for Saginaw, 30-18 Kingston in the game. The goal scorers listed down below, and not a lot of opportunities on special teams. Kingston 0 for 2. We bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark, Jack Snevice. Jack, what a goal by Pobezal to start out that second period. Kind of set the tone, but overall the Spirit kind of evened the scales a little bit.
It was an interesting second period because Pobezal scores that goal in incredible fashion with the lacrosse move that he had over the shoulder of the 6'6" Stepan Shurigan. And you thought, okay, so Kingston's here to play, and how many more goals are they going to get? Answer within 40 seconds on a great odd man rush there by the Spirit. And then Saginaw kind of took flight. They outshot Kingston 9-3. They got to the middle part of that period. They controlled the play. It was chance after chance. And Gavin Betts, again, we didn't talk about him a whole lot in that first period. He came up with some huge saves that allowed the Frontenacs to kind of weather the storm. And then you saw another one get behind Shurigan that he probably would have liked to have back. And all of a sudden, 3-1 game in Kingston, that's all they needed. They went back into that kind of boa constrictor type fashion where they hemmed Saginaw back in deep into their own end, got some chances in front of Shurigan. And again, Saginaw probably lucky to only be down 2 goals heading into period 3. Curious, again, it kind of sounded like a broken record at the first intermission, to see what the Spirit looked like to start the third period.
Well, we mentioned Jensen Geldart being thrust into a more elevated role with the departure of Sebastian Gervais and Nick Seema. All of a sudden, you're a rookie in this league, just playing your 16th game, and you're centering the second line. He doesn't look out of place. He scores the goal that gets Saginaw on the board, but again, his off-puck touches, his presence everywhere, it looks a lot more seasoned than 16 games in this league.
And not only that, but you're centering Jacob Kluche and Carson Harmer, 2 key pieces to this Saginaw team a year ago, key pieces of the franchise now moving forward, and that has been the best line. We've highlighted them. They were all over the ice in that second period. They had all the chances. Geldart had a chance for another one just a few minutes later. That is what they need. You know what Klepov and Barabanov are going to do once Zilkin returns. That top line is solidified. You need lines 2, 3, and 4 to follow suit. And if you can get Geldart moving in place and getting the best out of Kluche and Harmer, then all of a sudden you have a top 6 that could really compete with a lot of teams in this league. That, I'm sure, is what Coach Lasry is looking for in the long term, is that missing piece of the puzzle to round out the top 6 and give them 2 solid lines that can go out there and score whenever they like.
We've seen on the Kingston side of things a number of offensive threats. We talked about Alex McLean. We talked about Riley Clark a lot. On the back end, we saw a little bit more from Malik McGowan offensively in that second period. He's got that penchant for hopping up and leading the rush and nearly carved through a couple of Spirit defenders in that second period. Is it safe to expect some more of that as this third period comes about?
Well, he's always had that burst, right? And he's always had that jam to him where he's going to be in on those puck battles, lay a big hit every now and then, but his quickness can set him apart and allow him to pinch up ice like that. He had a couple of great chances, a couple of turnovers again, but forced from the pressure by the Frontenacs in the offensive zone that led to those chances. You think of Andre Mondu on the back end. He has had a couple of really nice chances, started things off with a goal. You're seeing some offense kind of start from the defense of the Kingston Frontenacs, and the forward groups are doing a great job of hemming Saginaw and staying on those loose pucks, getting chances in front of the net. And as we've seen, a couple have gotten by Shurigan that he'd probably like to have back. But the old saying is pucks on net. Kingston's done a really nice job in the little areas tonight. That's why they lead by 2 heading into the third period.
2-goal game, 3-1. Kingston's got the lead. Saginaw, some work to be done, but still, they're within striking distance as they look to continue the winning ways. Winners of 5 out of their last 6. Kingston, 7 out of their last 9. So we'll see who's got the more of the momentum going into the third period. We'll take a break. Your out-of-town scoreboard coming up next. A look around the OHL. It's brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What?
Huh? I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
This is the sound of an average day in Michigan. This is also the sound of an average day in Michigan, thanks to people who hunt and fish. Every time someone buys a hunting or fishing license, our wetlands and shorelines are restored, and animals, once lost to Michigan, are making a comeback. Every time someone buys a hunting or fishing license, they're helping to ensure that Michigan's wildlife will be here for generations. Learn more at hereformioutdoors.org. Brought to you by the Michigan Wildlife Council and the MAB.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
We'll take a look around the Ontario Hockey League. Your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We talked to you about the Spirit Alumni Bowl, the traded away players. Gervais and Barch make their North Bay debut with the Ottawa 67s and newly acquired forward Nick Sema. Ethan Procession and Nick Wellenreiter have the 2 North Bay goals in that game. Jasper Cutta and Ryan White have the 2 67 goals. Hayden Barch has the assist on the game-tying goal, courtesy of Nick Wellenreiter, his 12th goal of the season. Barch is on the board in North Bay. 2-2 between the 67s and the North Bay Battalion. 2-1, the Peterborough Petes have the advantage over the Oshawa Generals. Brendan Faulkner, Adam Novotny, we saw what he was able to do at the World Juniors, his 20th goal of the season. Back in action with the Peterborough Petes, 2-1. As they go into the third period. And the Erie Otters trail the Windsor Spitfires 4-1. And some hockey teams that just got better prior to the trade deadline here. Saginaw's next 2 opponents, the Flint Firebirds and the Windsor Spitfires. Carson Woodall, Ethan Belchez, Beck Sultan McKeish, and Jack Nesbitt, all the goal scorers on the Windsor side of things as they see Alex Ferron into the lineup for the first time. He's got an assist, Nathan Villeneuve, as well, after being picked up in a trade with the Sudbury Wolves. Quick look at your standings in the Western Conference. Flint on top of everybody. The Spirit will see them tomorrow. Saginaw's in 8th at the fringe of the playoff picture right now, 35 points, looking to get a little bit of distance between themselves and the Erie Otters. They got to win this game for that to be the case, of course. Erie right now trailing 4-1 to the Windsor Spitfires, as you saw. And look at the East, where the Kingston Frontenacs currently sit. 17, 18, 2-2 coming into this game. They've moved some players out. 38 points. They could still find themselves pretty well up on the Eastern Conference standings. Things are in quite the bit of flux right now. Again, 29 trades since the trading window opened up at the end of the World Junior Hockey Championship. And again, the deadline is not until tomorrow at noon. So the possibility for even more the possibility for even more movement up and down the standings before we get into the OHL postseason. 3-1. Kingston's got the lead here. We start the third period in a moment. That was your out-of-town scoreboard presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's all coming up next here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. My Michigan Health also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Hi, this is Joe, and this week on Generating Gratitude, think about this. Are you more caught up on the way the message is delivered and you're not listening to the message? You might want to change that. Plus, we talked to Nellie, who has an amazing story of recovery, this week on Generating Gratitude.
Generating Gratitude, Saturday mornings at 7 and Sunday evenings at 5 on WSGW and online at WSGW.com. This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Snyder, momentum from a highlight reel marker from Tomas Pobezal to start out the second period. Jensen Geldart's got the goal for the Saginaw Spirit, and Dylan Clark alongside Jack Snevice. Jack, for the Spirit here in the second half of the season, you've seen over 500 games of OHL experience out the door in trades. You're going to need the young guys to step up. And it's trial by fire here going into the third period, down 2 goals.
Yeah, this is where you grow up. This is where you mature in this league, is moments and situations like this. It might seem like just a Thursday game in January, but on the heels of what was an active trade deadline for Dave Drinkle, you're against a team in a very similar situation as you, and they have come out in your own building and dominated things for the most part up to this point. You're down 2. How you start the third period is going to go a long, long way in how this game shapes out to be.
Alex Misiak tries to slip past the shoulder of Igor Barabanov. OHL's Performer of the Week hits the OHL's Rookie of the Week, Klepov. Bodie Stewart there with Will Bishop. Back in behind the Kingston goal. Puck spills back in front. This is picked up by Pobezal. And up to neutralize he goes. We'll see what other magic he's got in that stick here in the third period. Clark tangles there with Levi Harper off the boards. Harper one-hands it away. This one into the midsection of James Go. And he settles down and guides for Levi Harper. Harper through everybody. His shot deflected before it could get past Matthew Henderson. Bishop, pass back up. This is McLean into the left circle. Fan on the chance there. Good opportunity for Nolan Butter. Malik McGowan there from the point. That one goes wide. Speed off the bench. This is Van Williamson now. The defenseman around to the far side, and we've got a stoppage. Not for a penalty. The net has been knocked off back in behind Stepan Shurigan. 1 minute and 10 seconds gone in this third period. Well, how they start out here in the third. Kind of going back to that intermission, we talked about what Malik McGowan can do. Popping up, generating a pretty good scoring opportunity. He's fresh off the Kingston bench. 8 goals from the back end in 35 games this season for the overage defenseman. Off another tie-up, Levi Harper goes off the glass and off the skates of McGowan. He's closing in on the 200 OHL game marker as well, just above 180. Gets a glancing blow there from Carson Harmer. Brody Papoy nearly stolen there. It is stolen. Here's a chance. Snyder on the backhand and leaks between the pads of Shurigan and somehow stays out. As there's a big-time battle, and Valeris comes on through. He's got some rights for Nolan Butter. Wow. Shot out of a cannon. An instigator probably coming. As Jacob Cloutier had Alex McLean wrapped up. I don't know if Butter even got a piece of equipment off. 18:31 to go in the third. Xander Valeris decided enough was enough.
Well, there you go. Xander Valeris is now one of the veterans on this team. And that is how you start a third period if you're trying to get your team going. Obviously, McLean, as you saw, another puck that Shurigan was not sure about. The initial contact, and then that seemed like it stemmed from somewhere behind the play.
On that little shot there on Glavin, but you're right, Jack. That was a pretty big response.
Something was said or done away from the whistle to start things that way, and I'm sure the officials are huddling. I wonder if Valeris gets a little bit more and then some potentially, as that came out of nowhere with Nolan Butter. But again, you're looking for any way to get your team fired up and to flip momentum the best way you can. And it's going to be interesting to see what the officials come out of things with here.
Xander Valeris was on the receiving end of something similar to that in Owen Sound earlier this year. 7-5 win for the Spirit up at the Bayshore back on October the 4th, and it was a net front skirmish like that. David Bedkowski of the Attack came down, dropped the gloves with Valeris, got a 5-minute major, picked up the game misconduct as the aggressor as well. And as Valeris is going to town there before Butters even got a chance to get the mitts off, I would anticipate that we see something similar here. That's it for Valeris. Saw red there after that cross-check from Butter on Josh Glavin. So that's the night for Xander Valeris. Now, on the Spirit side of things, they do have 6 defensemen left after dressing 11 and 7. That means more ice time for Drew Roscoe, likely in his OHL debut. But now a 5-minute major that the Spirit will have to kill off here.
Trying to spike your team just a little too far potentially for Xander Valeris. It's obviously not what he was trying to get out of the situation, but now you're down for a non-releasable 5-minute penalty kill here. And if there was ever a time for Kingston's power play to get going, it'd be right here for 5 straight minutes with a 2-goal lead.
Xander Valeris gets the game misconduct for the aggressor. Nolan Butter doesn't pick anything up. Didn't really anticipate that he would. This puck fired around. Does glance up into the netting. So a bit of a rough mountain to climb here for the Spirit at the beginning of the third period. Trying to put the pieces back together and build up some momentum, down 2 goals. Spirit penalty kill brought to you by Stormmaster Exteriors. Has killed off 2 so far, and a little fumble at the blue line there from Malik McGowan. We'll see the Frontenacs back out to center. Mishiak, glancing hit there from Carson Harmer. Puck is picked up by McLean. Alex Kuhlman run into all 4 Spirit penalty killers. So it's into the corner. He's there with James Go and Jacob Cloutier. Paul Bijal trying to pull that free. Gets tripped up. Malik McGowan rips that puck in front. McLean, the shot off a body. Ends up back behind the net. Great pass by McGowan. Might have been the only one who knew McLean was there. Mishiak, pass off the stick. McLean in the corner. There for Pobejal. Trying to throw it over for Mishiak and glanced off the skate of Harmer. McGowan, Pobejal, cross ice. McLean scores. The puck movement pays off. McLean on the stick side of Stepan Shurigan. It's a power play goal to make it 4-1.
And that certainly is going to take the wind out of the sails for anything potentially for the Saginaw side of things. And still 4-11 on the power play. That is just the 5th power play goal in a road game this year for the Kingston Frontenacs. And Alex McLean, who you talked to at intermission, just won a release, picture perfect, right where he wanted to put that shot. Makes it a 4-1 game, and it certainly feels like a lot more than that right now for the Frontenacs.
McLean with his 2nd power play goal of the year. This one, the first in a Kingston uniform. He becomes the only player on the active roster with multiple power play goals as Frontenac saw their team leader, Jacob Battaglia, make his way over the Flint Firebirds. Henderson over. The one-time shot there by Van Williamson goes off the glass and into the netting. Out of play. 17-11 to go here in the third. And still 3:41 on that major penalty to Xander Valeris. We'll see a very wide range of Spirit players on this penalty kill. We see Klepov and Barabanov, again, down 4-1. It's not a surprise. You're going to start to maybe roll the dice a little bit here.
Yeah, certainly trying to get some different looks out there. Maybe get Geldart, Hanrahan, Papoy out there a little bit. Just try and see who can start potentially to fill the role of penalty killers. Again, just such a young team. You're looking for guys who want the opportunity, embrace the opportunity. You might be down 4-1. You might end up losing this game, but who's ready for the challenge of answering?
What a move by McGowan. Takes it right to the net himself. And a highlight reel marker on the power play makes it 5-1.
Well, that man right there has had the answer all night long, seemingly. Malik McGowan in career game number 182. What a highlight reel goal. He picked up an assist on the McLean goal just a few seconds ago. And how about this little inside-outside dipsy-do? And look at the release to get that upstairs as quick as he did. Shurigan never had a prayer. You can see his reaction was after the puck even hit the back of the net before he was able to make his move. What a move, what a goal, Malik McGowan. And Kingston is going to try and pour it on now.
Bobajal trying to send it back over to McGowan. Had an assist on the McLean power play goal, and McGowan picks up one of his own. We'll drop this puck back off in the neutral zone. Bobajal over to McLean. Down the left side, the return pass from Alex Kuhlman. This is back around the near side. Alex Misiak off some skates. Loose puck right in front, and Bobajal is shut down by Stepan Shurigan. Blake Barnes right in front there, locked up with Bobajal. It's been a busy night for Shurigan already. It's only going to get busier. Twice in his OHL career has he seen two performances with more than 40 saves. He's on track for that here if this continues. .250 left on the penalty being served by Brody Najum against the aggressor. 5 in the game for Xander Valeris. Matthew Henderson back behind the net of Betts. Van Williamson's pass for right, shut down by Saginaw's Liam Storch. Chris Lasry talked about Storch's penalty killing ability and went all the way back to, it's a big time hit there by Hanrahan. Goes right through Robin Kuzma. He's going to throw this in front. A shorthanded chance there for Storch as it's out of the corner. Talked about Storch killing penalties in practice in the Memorial Cup playoff runs. Spending so much time being the go-to penalty killer when guys like Owen Beck and Hunter Haight, Josh Bloom are taking reps. Snyder down the right side, back in here. On the drop-off back, Ryan Hanrahan gets it out of the zone for the Spirit. Fresh bodies come over the boards. Inside 2 minutes left on the major penalty. Frontenacs have already scored twice. It's 5-1.
And you're getting different looks from both sides here, which is exactly what you want to do. Now it's a 5-1 game. It's all, 15 minutes ago, never say never, but certainly you want to get some guys some opportunities, especially with the lineups being as different as they were just a week ago. Good look so far from the Kingston Frontenacs. Better job on the penalty kill here these last couple minutes from Saginaw.
Malik McGowan, who has made the top goals of the night already, not to be overshadowed by Tomas Pobajal. Now another move here for Kuhlman. He wants one of his own. This one up the right side. Pobajal's going to hang on. Misiak Final minute of the power play here. McGowan gives it back to Misiak. Cross-ice pass. Knocked down. McLean. Down to the goal line. Pobijal again. Now it's McGowan. Cloutier follows him to the boards. Can't get it out of the zone. Harmer reads it. And a handoff there with Cloutier. And that'll be kept alive by Pobijal. Indecisiveness there from the Spirit. Misiak lost that puck right as he wanted to let it go. Backdoor chance up high. McGowan. Shurigan's out of his net. Blocked there by Graydon Jones. And Carson Harmer gets it down the ice. Now Misiak back in. Just between the dots, near side. Kuhlman up high. This is Henderson. Takes a shot blocker, saves Shurigan. Rebound, poked back down below the goal line by the Spirit goaltender. Henderson high again. This is McLean. Cross ice. Kuhlman. Broken play, saved by Shurigan. Glavin tries to get it around the wall. Klepov's going to steal. We got a stoppage. 13:46 to go. And the net has come off here. That's what's being addressed right now. Wasn't entirely sure what the deal was there. Spirit headed back the other direction. 13:46. 16 seconds left on the penalty. We'll see if we can get another look here as Shurigan goes into the net. Yeah, right there. Put it back on. No harm, no foul, right?
Trying to tell the ref you didn't even see anything.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It's right there. 16 seconds left on the penalty being served by Brody Nagin. And Shurigan has been all over the place here in this third period. A lot of time on this PK. The puck movement by Kingston has not made things easy, as the Spirit do get a clear here. Gavin Betts to drop it off there for Matthew Henderson. First of a 3-and-3 here for the Spirit. Flint tomorrow at the Dordt Financial Center. Home against the Windsor Spitfires on Saturday. This is Klepov back up for Levi Harper. Saginaw back at even strength here as Bodie Stewart pursues Henderson in. Might see Bodie Stewart in a penalty-killing role as the second half of the season unfolds here. Butter throws that one right through the goal mouth. Kelly looking for the late tip. This is Frost. Off of Barabanov. Klepov jams it back out to center. Kelly on it. Williamson for Bishop. There's Butter. One more pass. Wasn't in the cards there as Harper stands in the way. Barabanov tries to kick it up the wall. The release pass is there for Levi Harper. Sees the C's part a little bit. Harper trying to dart on through. Here's a chance. Harper taken away at the last second. Good active stick there by Andre Mondu. 12:34 left. Third period. 5-1 lead for the Kingston Frontenacs. Good chance there for Levi Harper. Unable to get on through. And some good puck movement on the power play for Kingston. We're back in a moment here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh and Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear with a team that plays to win.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. 5-1. The Frontenacs have the lead over the Saginaw Spirit. First of two meetings between these two hockey clubs. The Fronts will host Saginaw at Slush Puppy Place on January the 23rd. That is coming up. This is one of just 3 home games in the month of January for the Saginaw Spirit. Tonight, Saturday night, and then all the way to the tail end of the month, January the 31st, as the Spirit hosts the Barrie Colts. A lot of time away from home. The suitcases are out here in the month of January for the Saginaw Spirit. Young hockey team, a lot of chances to be together on the bus, in the meal room. Jensen Geldart to take this face-off against Tomas Pobijal. Clean offensive zone face-off win there. Back to Barnes, and the shot looking for the deflection in front there off the stick of Brody Popoy. Jones and Geldart Mondu and Clark for the Kingston Frontenacs. Mondu going to town there on the ribs of Geldart. Papoy can't get a shot off just inside the line. This one hung into space, and it's a chance for Riley Clark. Shurigan's out of his net to play it. Knocked to the boards. Mishiak can't settle it down. Now Jensen Geldart needs the counterattack here for the Spirit. Sawyer Schmidt down the right wing. Taken into the wall. Brody Papoy hard on that stick. He's able to knock it away from Mishiak. This goes down low. Mondu there for the Frontenacs. Given away, but poked back up to neutral ice. And again, this is Mishiak. Tries to go through the stick of Drew Roscoe. No dice. Puck in the corner. Clark there with Glavin. Josh Glavin has this around the horn. On the near side, Lucas Moore. And into Sawyer Schmidt. Brody Papoy off the boards for Schmidt. Knocked off the puck. Tossed into the right wing corner. This is dusted off there for Nolan Snyder and then dropped back. Mondu. Moore. Looking for Snyder again. The hit there by Josh Glavin. McLean off the boards. Malik McGowan. Shot deflected off the stick. Up and out of play. Another stoppage here after another offensive zone opportunity. 11:13 to go in the third. And a little bit of a mix-up away from the puck here.
Bummed to not be in Kingston in a couple of weeks because you wonder, two teams who don't play each other that much, a lot of new faces, and a quick turnaround to playing each other again 15 days later. You wonder what might carry over from there, especially you think of Xander Valeris and Nolan Butter.
Part of that Peterborough-Kingston-Ottawa trip this year for the Spirit. Offensive zone face-off. Here for the Frontenacs. Kuhlman, broken stick there for McGowan. That could have been a great chance as he was headed right for the front of the net. Wright gets hit by Brody Najim. Wright's got it down into the corner, looking for Kuhlman. This is off some skates to the middle of the ice. Off the turnover. Moore's shot. Locked down by Stepan Shurigan for a D-zone face-off. Brody Najim back here for the Spirit. He'll stay on for this defensive zone face-off. Chris Lasry throws out a new pair of defensemen. Sent down to Saginaw's GOHL affiliate Chatham Maroons. 11 points in 14 games there. Traded from Chatham to Kamoka. 5 points in 3 games with the Kings for the Sarnia native Najim. Back in the lineup here. Hauled back up a goal in 8 games earlier this season. As a shot right off the face-off is reeled back in by Stepan Shurigan. Najim, a couple of words for Camden McQuaig. As they go back to the bench here, 10:51 left in this third period.
Now you're looking to stack shifts if you're a Saginaw Spirit here. Guessing you'll see a lot of different line combinations as Coach Lasry continues to get the feel for who plays well with each other and vice versa. And again, you keep hearing us say the word opportunity because it is a huge opportunity here for both sides to continue proving. If you're Kingston, there's no reason to take your foot off the gas quite yet.
Broken play. Mondu's shot ramps off the stick, out of play again. 10.5 to go, and that came together quickly. As the Frontenacs, again, lead with speed. Mondu, Malik McGowan, they provide that extra punch from the back end. Paul Bijan to take the face-off in the offensive zone here for the Frontenacs. They win the draw back. Henderson, Mishiak, shot into traffic, deflected, and another pad save by Stepan Shurigan. Carson Harmer tied up there with Will Bishop. From the skates of Harmer over to the stick of Jacob Kluche, turned back in past Henderson. Back behind the net, Will Bishop. For Paul Bijan. Big time collision as Barabanov got wrapped up in that off screen. This is Clark now back into the offensive end, ran into some skates. Back into the neutral zone, Barabanov for Kluche. Igor Barabanov weaves his way on through, snaps his shot wide on the glove hand side of Betts. Can't be kept in the zone, but Roscoe's on it from center. Kluche quickly over. Barabanov, almost a nice move. He ran into the skates and the stick of Will Bishop. Alex Mishiak Down the wing off the wall. Left it into space. Williamson onside into the circle. Lost the puck. Cutting back now is McLean. Back again against Levi Harper up high. Butter right between the dots. That one goes off Drew Roscoe. Malik McGowan there for McLean. Williamson. Off the stick check there of Jacob Cloutier, given back to him. McLean blocked by Cloutier. Out to center ice it goes. Williamson thrown ahead there looking for Snyder. This is back at center again. McLean, slick little move there to get around Barabanov. Off the near side boards Levi Harper away from Butter. This is Saginaw's Barabanov off the glass. Waved back in by Bodie Stewart. Off the glass again, Nolan Butter turns this back in, down for an icing, 8:38 to go. Bodie Stewart, again in his second tour of duty here with the Saginaw Spirit, no stranger to these parts. Teammate is Zane Perek with Team Canada Black at the U17 World Hockey Challenge as well. Got a handful of players in this game representing the international clubs at various levels. Again, we touched on the World Junior guys. Gavin Betts, gold medal with Team Canada White at the U17s last year. Ryan Hanrahan picking up a silver medal with Canada White this past season, this past fall.
Played with Matthew Henderson as well for the Kingston Frontenacs.
Connections all over the place.
We could go on for hours.
Snyder into the offensive zone here for the Frontenacs. Some really good names on that Canada Black team back in 22 when Stewart was there. Sam Dickinson, Zane Perek was his teammate. Macklin Celebrini. More backup. This is picked up here to Alex Kuhlman. Now Kuzma thrown back through. When looking for the backdoor tap and was right. More of a tie-up in front. Kuhlman on top of Igor Barabanov. That'll be a penalty. And it looks as though Saginaw will head to its first IBEW Local 557 power play here in this game. Kuhlman had enough of Barabanov. Colored outside the lines a little bit there. Spirit to the power play.
Good opportunity to see the Saginaw power play for the first time. As you can see right there, just a little takedown of Igor Barabanov. Away from the puck, away from the play. Saginaw's power play 8th in the OHL. Kingston inversely, so they're ranked 20th out of 20 in terms of power play percentage.
Chris Lasry irate right now as we get a couple of more looks at that. Spirit bench hollering for slew footing or something adjacent. Not as much of a kick from Kuhlman, but the thigh comes up to provide a little bit more leverage and the spin down. That's the whistle's been blown here. We're going to roll, but off a body in the Kingston bench. Haven't seen Chris Lasry that animated going into a penalty call in a little while. He's got his hands up. He gets no explanation from Connor Mallon. He's going to try to get one now. And there is a conversation right now at the face-off dot. Nick Bett, Connor Mallon, Justin Cornell, and Dan Kovacic all getting together to have the discussion. This is about the face-off and where it's going to go, I believe, after that goes off a Kingston player. Minute 41 here on Saginaw's first IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. They were 14th in the league last week. 8th place now, 21.6% of the season. It's been a really strong run of power play chances for the Spirit, but of course the personnel have changed up considerably. No Dimas Yilkin. We're going to have to redrop this puck again. Nick Sema had been a fixture on power play too. Sebastian Gervais had centered as well. This is Levi Harper. Poked away. Paul Bijal in pursuit. Harper finds Barabanov. Big time collision there in front of the penalty box. This is Harper to drop it back for Barabanov. 30 seconds gone on the penalty. Harmer spins. Harper. High slot Cloutier. One more pass over. Klepov with room. Sends it back to Cloutier. Klepov again. Dusts it off. Sends it through off the skate of Pobijal. And the Frontenacs clear it back out to center.
Number one penalty kill on the road in the Ontario Hockey League for the Kingston Frontenacs. They've done a nice job shutting down this top unit so far. 50 seconds gone.
Harmer to Harper. Thrown over Puck was deflected. McGowan gets through Klepov. Now a shorthanded chance. Nolan Bunner. 2-on-1 with Kuzma. Has it. Tied up by Levi Harper. Good defensive play there by the youngster. It's Carson Harmer sends it up now to Klepov. Maybe an odd man break back for the Spirit. Good work by Van Williamson. He's all over Nikita Klepov. No chance there. Nolan Bunner clears this down. 45 to go in the Spirit power play. Stepan Shurigan calmly tosses that puck up with Robin Kuzma right in his face. Ryan Hanrahan starts out for the second power play unit here for the Spirit. Moves his way in. Hanrahan shot goes into the glass. Bouncer settled down by Bodie Stewart. From low to high, Geldart, James Go. Near side Hanrahan, back through the seam, nearly found Geldart. Off the boards, back behind the net, Brody Papoy. Goaltenders without a stick, 17 on the power play. Geldart has it stripped away and gotten out of danger by Mondu. James Go takes it deep in his own end. One more up through center ice here on this power play. Stewart, fake the drop-off, goes into the circle, puts it back in front. Geldart can't tuck it to the back end. Penalty time is done. Kuhlman's out of the box. Puck down below the Kingston goal line. Picked up here by Alex Misiak. Into the offensive zone. Driven out wide. Stick check by Brody Papoy. He's going to steal that one from Alex McLean. Henderson, first man back to it in the Kingston zone. More back up for Kuzma, or McLean rather. Broken play. Henderson just inside the line. This is down low. It'll skip past Nolan Snyder. Moore. Lots of room to the net. Doesn't take the shot. To the corner he goes. Now a McLean. Rolls up high. A long shot by Misiak. Hums wide. Takes a bounce off the corner boards. And Liam Storch isn't unhappy about it. He'll air this one out looking for Brody Nagin. Can't strip Moore. They go into the boards. Matthew Henderson spins between his own legs and out to center. 5 minutes left in regulation. 5-1. The Frontenacs have the lead. Alex McLean. Back for Moore. A stick check there by Storch. That's a steal. Throws it through into the slot looking for Sawyer Schmidt. Nothing comes together. Storch another steal though. Back down the boards he goes. Too far ahead of Brody Nagin. Sawyer Schmidt on it here. Bouncing puck. Can't be stolen there. Kuzma. Heavy check as Josh Glavin comes over. Igor Barabanov over for Drew Roscoe. Puts that one off the end boards back behind Shurigan. Sawyer Schmidt for Barabanov. It's run there by McGowan. Little chop back for Josh Glavin. Sawyer Schmidt up through center ice. Schmidt chips it off the boards. Closed off by McGowan. Bishop is there for the Frontenacs. Skate to stick. This is right. Back up in transition. Here comes Kuzma. Then right down the near side again. Gets a shot away. Big time collision. He locked up there with Levi Harper. Now the counterattack spurred by the Spirit here. Carson Harmer into an area for Barabanov. This one thrown up high into the zone. James Go for Levi Harper back in the neutral zone. Kuhlman comes after Klepov. McGowan there. Close support, Carson Harmer. The pass too high for Levi Harper. Back over to James Go. Carson Harmer. Near side, Barabanov. Long shot, far corner. James Go put into the wall there by Frost. Up the boards. Now this is Klepov. Near side, Harper winds up in the one-timer. Doesn't miss by much. A lot of speed on it. Out to center and back into the Spirit end. Little slip there. Harmer finds Go. Left wing circle. Dropped off Nikita Klepov. Curls his way back up. Top of the zone. Klepov. One more weight there. And the pull back. Can't get it around McQuaig. He's got it again. Klepov shoots. Blocker saved by Betts. The rebound spills to the corner. James Go in front. Harmer the shot right on the big K on the chest of Gavin Betts for a faceoff. 2:59 left. Third period. 5-1 Frontenacs. One more try here in the third period when we come back in a moment on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
This is Christiana Malagata, your host of That's What She Said. This week, we're spilling the tea with a woman who has taken big leaps and is now educating and empowering others. Jennifer Van Nett talks about art, finding your path, and creating confidence. Tune in.
That's What She Said with Christiana Malagata. Presented by CMU Health. Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday evenings at 6 on WSGW and online at WSGW.com.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center, 2:52 left in the third period. Alex McLean and Malik McGowan. A couple of power play goals to put things out of reach for the Frontenacs here in the third. Heavy shot advantage. Major penalty to Xander Valeris put the Spirit a little bit behind the 8 ball in the second period. And the time to transition for these two hockey teams. Frontenacs take the defensive zone face-off. They push this one out the far side wall. Misiak trying to get around Blake Barnes there and beat him out for the icing. No dice there. 2:45 to go in the third.
Well, certainly a lot to discuss, a lot to dive into for Coach Lazary and group, knowing his team looks pretty much entirely different than it did 72 hours ago. Not necessarily a bad thing, just complete refocus and revamp of how you kind of want to approach the game now. It's only one game, a little bit of film now, and you got a 3-3 this weekend to take a look even longer to decide, okay, what kind of structure do we want to play? What kind of players do we have? So on and so forth from there.
Ryan Hanrahan after a broken play in front. Kluche gives it back to him. Pass into the mid slot. Kluche settles, can't get a shot away, blocked on its way through. He gets tied up there with Clark. Out of the corner. Jones, sharp angle try. Long rebound, Bodie Stewart can't turn it to the backhand. Kluche comes over with a hit. Puck stayed alive. Barnes trying to put it back down low. Frontenacs break that up. And they're up to center. Alex Misiak now for Clark. Down the wing, wide on Jones. Rides up the backside of the goal. Clark gets free from Graydon Jones back in that left wing corner. This one handled by Saginaw's Barnes. He's closed off by Paul Bajal. Bodie Stewart backhands it up and away. Back to the bench he goes. Line change coming here as Frontenacs will take control out from behind their own goal. Henderson near side. Bishop fanned on that shoot back in. Sawyer Schmidt over to Brody Papoy off the boards in front of the Spirit bench. No icing in the final 90 seconds. Will Bishop blows a tire. Geldart up high. Drew Roscoe down low. Geldart again. Roscoe. Near side Glavin. Back through. Takes a check. Puck bounces to the corner. Geldart locks up with Will Bishop. Brody Papoy wanted to backhand that in front for Sawyer Schmidt. Does throw this puck in front. A little extra poke there for Schmidt, but Betts is on top of the puck. Then Sawyer Schmidt, one of a couple players making his OHL debut. Late 2009 birth year. And I do mean late, December the 29th. So not NHL draft eligible until 2028. 27 points in 33 games with the Buffalo Junior Sabres this year.
Put together a couple nice shifts as well. You mentioned on the OJHL. Coach Lazary talked about him pregame. Loved what they saw out of camp. Thought it was the perfect time to bring him into the fold, see what you got here these next couple of months, and maybe make him a focal point of the team next year. They have high expectations for this kid and are looking forward to seeing him progress throughout the season.
Glove save from Stepan Shurigan brings up another defensive zone faceoff here. 55.1 in the third. Spirit now on their roster, as of today, have 12 players either in the 2008 or 2009 birth year category. Drew Roscoe, Ryan Hanrahan, Jensen Geldart, and Sawyer Schmidt are the 409s. As you see the makeup of the team shift towards the younger end of things. Only one overage player. That's James Go right now. And with the overage player trade deadline this afternoon at 12, that's the way it's going to stay here till the end of the season. Williamson carries things back in here for the Frontenacs. Back out of the corner here in the final 30 seconds for the Spirit. They get ready to head down to the North Financial Center to see the Flint Firebirds tomorrow. There's a shot right on through. Kuhlman beats Shurigan. 18.3 to go in this third period to make it 6-1. For Kuhlman, 7th of the season. And a little extra cherry on top here for the Frontenacs late.
Certainly a good feeling. These road trips can be long for teams, especially ones that have gone through the week the Kingston Frontenacs have gone through. But to lead this place with a 6-1 victory and a great shot placed by Kuhlman. have to be pretty confident group before they take on the Flint Firebirds and Sarnia Sting. Rookie out of Woodbridge, Ontario, first-round pick, Alex Kuhlman. Another one on that Team Canada White, the U17s. And a 6-1 thrashing here at the hands of the Kingston Frontenacs.
Now they're trying to steal here from Roscoe. It'll be a day of rest tomorrow for Kingston. Flint Saturday, Sarnia Sunday before they head back. Awkward collision in front of the penalty box. Glavin's got a little bit more for Kelly. I don't think we're done here. As the horn goes, some white jerseys come over to Josh Glavin. As the officials are trying to peel Camden McQuaig off of him. 6-1 the final score. Gavin Betts a 23-save performance. Some more penalty minutes will probably be handed out here as players are being sent back down the tunnel. Again, McQuaig still not quite peeled off of Josh Glavin yet. That's the end of this one. 6-1. 41 shots to 24 in favor of the Frontenacs. They walk out of here with their 18th victory of the season. Saginaw back to the drawing board before they see Flint and the Windsor Spitfires. We'll take a break. 3 stars of tonight's game. A look ahead. We'll see if any penalties were handed out there at the end of this contest. Might have to wait until after the game is all said and done. One more time here, post-game on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Now, a WSGW morning team memorable moment.
Only Santa knows how to get down and up a chimney successfully. There were 2 men in a chase with police, and both ended up on a roof. One man decided to try and get off the roof and get away. The other man decided, hey, I'm on a roof, and hey, here's an escape route, a chimney. Okay. I think you might know what happened. Yeah, the guy got stuck in the chimney. And so the arrest became very simple for the police. Well, I shouldn't say that. They actually had to call in firefighters.
There was a radio program many years ago called National Lampoon's True Facts.
Oh, my gosh.
There was a similar situation where a person went down a chimney to rob a house and got stuck, but they took all their clothes off first. And they got stuck in the chimney from the waist down, dangling down in the chimney.
Oh
boy.
A naked Santa.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully the kids didn't discover that.
The morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Next over the Saginaw Spirit. We'll take you through a couple of quick goals in that third period before things were all said and done. 3-1 game the Frontenacs would take into period number 3. Didn't take too long. A major penalty as they would go back and forth on the power play goal. Alex McLean, his 10th of the season, second power play goal of the year, would get the Frontenacs started off in the third period. Malik McGowan carves his way through everybody, goes upstairs on Stepan Schrugen. That's a goal we're going to see quite a few times, I think, over the next couple of weeks. And as we look back on the season as well, more chances in the offensive zone for the Spirit. Some really good close calls, but the final goal into the back of the net in the dying seconds of the third period. Alex Kuhlman, 7th of the season, has a great chance there, would not cash in for Bodie Stewart. But one more at the end of garbage time. Kuhlman past Stepan Schurigan, 6-1 final score. Kingston over Saginaw. We'll take a one last look here at your intermission stats. Your final stats brought to you by Raymond. Kingston, the 11-6 shot advantage there in the third period, 41-24 in the game entirely. They cash in with a couple of power play goals. One more time, we'll bring you back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark, Jack Snevice. Jack, that's maybe where things turn the most in the third period. Had an opportunity to come out, get something done. 5 minutes down a man, 2 power play goals against tough hill to climb.
And we talked about at the time, it was the right idea by Valeris. It was the wrong situation that he found himself in. You want to spark your team. You're kind of being looked upon as a leader now. It's crazy to think Xander Valeris is now one of the leaders on this team, one of the most played games on this team. He had the right idea. Spark your team. Get this home crowd going. You're down 2 goals. You're coming into a period where you just need a little bit of a boost. You saw how quick things could change in that second period. You had it, and then you didn't. And it just was unfortunate for him. It was not the right place, right time, and found himself at the wrong side of a 5-minute major. Kingston power play, for all their struggles, was probably good if you're a Frontenacs fan to see a couple of goals right there. And from there, it was all but written in the stars at that point.
Well, the power play gets things done here for the Kingston Frontenacs. 2 power play goals in that third period, 6-1. The final. Take a look at your 3 stars of tonight's game, brought to you by Applebee's. Kingston sided here for this one.
Yeah, sweep across the board. Tomasz Pobajon, welcome back from World Juniors. How about a lacrosse-style goal to make the goal? Gavin Betts was a stellar 23 saves in that. Had an assist on the McGowan goal as well. We talked about Gavin Betts in that second period. Did a great job weathering that Saginaw Spirits storm. Allow his team to get the goal at the other end from Nolan Snyder. Malik McGowan, we talked about him at the intermission. He has a knack for finding that puck and knowing exactly what to do from his position back on the blue line. Not afraid to jump into rushes. Evident there by that goal and that great stretch pass from Gavin Betts. He was all over the ice. One of the longest tenured Frontenacs, soon to be in the top 50 all-time in games played in Kingston history. Your first star of tonight's game.
Not just any assist for Gavin Betts, a power play assist. When your goalie's getting power play points, you know it's a good night. Applebee's 3 stars of the game. For the Spirit, the Applied Innovation look ahead. 2 more on this weekend in Flint to take on the Firebirds tomorrow, 7 o'clock puck drop. You can watch on Flow Hockey. We'll have pregame 6:45 on 100.5 FM WSGW. Saturday at home as well against the Windsor Spitfires here at this Dow Event Center before they head out onto the road to see the Kitchener Rangers Friday, January the 16th. Your Applied Innovation look ahead here for the Saginaw Spirit. 6-1 the final score. Kingston, their 18th win of the season. Saginaw now 14, 18, 3, and 4 on the year. They get 2 more cracks at it here this weekend. Andy Harrington's at the controls in the production room. Matthew Lester back at the WSGW studios. For Jack Snevice, my name's Dylan Clark. Thanks for being with us tonight, everybody. Good night, Saginaw. Talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.